Hello, everybody. Good evening and welcome to another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. Tonight, the Falcons back at home at Kiger Stadium as they're in search for a league championship. The opponent in front of them tonight, the Grants Pass Nuggets. Josh Eldridge here alongside Walter Hartley. Glad to be with you this afternoon from Kiger Stadium. The Falcons enter play 16-0 in league, 29-3 overall on the season. The Nuggets are 8-13 overall, 5-11 in league play. The Falcons just one win away tonight from clinching a league championship, and they'll have two chances as we get ready for an area doubleheader. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes. When we come back, we'll introduce you to today's starting lineups and get ready for first pitch on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN. Expert care when it matters most.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back with you. Had a first pitch tonight between the Grants Pass Nuggets and the Klamath Falls Falcons. Let's go ahead and introduce you to the starting lineups for our two teams tonight. We'll start with our visitors tonight, the Grants Pass Nuggets. The catcher, Gage Gamby, leads off for them, followed by their pitcher, Lawson O'Leary, batting second. Justin Bertoli is the first baseman. He hits third, followed by the cleanup hitter and shortstop, Byron Hill. Landon Nash is in center field. He bats fifth tonight for the Nuggets, followed by Gavin Leafight, the second baseman, hitting sixth. Batting seventh is Lakai Fitzsimmons in left field. Caden Richardson is the third baseman. He hits eighth. And batting ninth is Elijah Thompson for the Nuggets. He's in right field. They'll be going up against Corbin Hamilton on the hill tonight for the Klamath Falls Falcons. The lineup behind him goes like this. Leading off, their shortstop, Carson Sims. Corbin Hamilton, the pitcher, batting second, followed by Jacoby Takini, the catcher, hitting third. Batting fourth is Ian Meyer at first base, followed by Colin Takini, the third baseman, batting fifth. P.J. Safford is the designated hitter. He's batting sixth tonight, followed by Trustin Thomas in right field, batting seventh. Hitting eighth is Ty Teeters, the second baseman, and Harley Hoblet bats ninth in center field tonight. Again, the Falcons going on against Lawson O'Leary, the All-State right-hander for Grants Pass. The Falcons tonight in their home white uniforms, the brand new digs with Falcons written across their chest. The Nuggets tonight also with white pants and white trim around navy blue jerseys, and the Nuggets written across their chest in white text. Only a few minutes away from first pitch tonight at Kiger Stadium as we near our national anthem. We'll step aside one final time on our pregame show. When we come back, we'll be ready for baseball in Area 4 League action on 104.3 960 Sports and mybasin.com.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan.
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
you know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley welcoming you back to Kiger Stadium ahead of first pitch between the Klamath Falls Falcons and the Grants Pass Nuggets this afternoon. This is games 3 and 4 of a week-long series between the Nuggets and the Falcons. Games 1 and 2 were played back on Tuesday night at Agnew Lytle Field at the All Sports Park in Grants Pass. Couple of wins for Klamath Falls, 15-3 in the opener, 18-1 in the nightcap. And Walter, while the Falcons got some help with some walks delivered by Grants Pass, they came up with some big hits, and the ball was jumping off their bats on Tuesday.
Yeah, it really was. Jacoby Takini, he had a couple of really good hits. Also, P.J. Safford had a 2 RBI double that I remember going off the wall. There was a ball hit by one of the hitters for the Nuggets. He had one at bat before that, I think.
Yeah.
And it bounced off the wall before landing.
Yeah, so both of these teams were swinging the stick real well on Tuesday. You brought up Jacoby Takini. He had 6 RBIs in the opener. He's swung the bat so well these last few ball games. It feels like at the end of every day we're talking about him as one of the number 1 stat sheet stuffers for this team.
Also, this field is a little bit shallower than All Sports Park, and a couple of those hits bounced off the wall. It's got to make me wonder what would have happened if it were hit in Kiger.
Yeah, you're right. It's about 10 feet shorter all around, whether it's down the line or straightaway center field. Straightaway center field, there's a 5-foot difference, but you're right. And it's warm today. It's 80 degrees, maybe a little bit cooler than it has been the last few days. It's not as smoky, which is nice. I was kind of worried this morning when the AQI said 122 on my phone. But it's hardly any smoke right now. It's a nice afternoon for baseball. Looks like we're about ready to get started with our leadoff hitter as Gage Gamby looks to settle in here for Grants Pass this afternoon.
We got our center field camera back and working. It might be a little bit laggy, but we'll do the best we can.
Hopefully it still comes through to everyone watching tonight on mybasin.com. The first pitch of the ball game is taken for a strike. 5:34 here local time. Like I said, 80 degrees. A little bit of wind pushing out to center field tonight at Kiger Stadium. And that shadow cascading over home plate. The 0-1 pitch is a grounder towards Carson Sims at short. Plays on a couple of hops. The throw on to first is in time, and Gamby is retired to lead off the ball game. We'll go around the infield here for the Falcons. Jacoby Takini is their catcher. Colin Takini is at third base. Carson Sims is at short. Ty Teeters at second. Ian Meyer aboard at first. Mason Snell is in left. Harley Hoblet is in center. And Trustin Thomas is in right. Here is Lawson O'Leary The pitcher tonight for the Nuggets, getting his first crack at Corbin Hamilton tonight. As Hamilton misses downstairs with that pitch, the count is 1-0.
Yeah, our man on the mound tonight, Corbin Hamilton, a .58 ERA, averaged across 7 innings. Let's see, he's pitched. Oh, I just lost my spot on the stat sheet there. Corbin Hamilton, here we go. He's pitched 24 innings so far, and he's allowed 19 hits. So that's less hits than innings pitched.
He keeps guys off the base paths, and he's good for racking up strikeouts, too. Here's the 3-0 pitch to O'Leary. He's gone off speed the first 3, but finally finds the outside part there. 3 balls and a strike to O'Leary, with Justin Bertolli due up next for the Nuggets.
O'Leary back 2 days ago. He had 3 at-bats, 1 hit, and scored 1. He also had an RBI, but there he gets walked to first.
Brings up Bertolli here for Grants Pass. Getting the start at first base here tonight for the Nuggets. As I believe we have a courtesy runner coming in for Grants Pass. Sawyer Ordonez from Rogue River High School now in running at first for the pitcher O'Leary. So Ordonez at first, Bertolli at the dish, and Corbin Hamilton set on the hill. Ty Teeters cheated quite a bit over towards second base, ready to turn 2 if the situation calls for it, as Hamilton misses the first pitch inside to Bertolli. The count is 1-0. Falcons played their outfield shallow in the first meeting between these two teams, but you can see here as they get ready for Game 3 against the Nuggets, they're shaded pretty deep. This team, like we said, had quite a bit of pop back on Tuesday. Bertolli at the dish here on the season is a .276 hitter. He's got 9 extra base hits this season, including 3 triples. The 1-1 pitch is hit out towards right center field. Hoblet moving over in the gap, had to run a long way to bring it in, but he does, and there's 2 outs in the first inning. Great job by Harley Hoblet in center to put that one away.
Yeah, that was quite an athletic play to make. Being able to track it while also at full sprint. And it looked like he just barely got there in time.
And we also talk about here, at this point of the day at Kiger Stadium, the sun is such a factor, especially for the outfielders. That sort of never goes away, even as the sun begins to set. So Hoblet battling the sun there and still able to make the catch. It brings up Byron Hill. And the first pitch to him is going to miss low. The count is 1-0. Hill just wrapped up his freshman season at Hidden Valley High School. And made quite the impact for him as well, as the Mustangs made it to the state tournament this year. The 1-0 pitch is a bouncer. Another chance for Sims out at short, unable to come up with it cleanly, and Hill is going to reach on that play. It allows O'Leary into scoring position on the error, and it brings up Landon Nash. Nash, a .367 hitter on the season for the Nuggets, and an RBI opportunity here in the top half of the first inning with a runner in scoring position. Hamilton yet to give up a base hit, but a walk and then the error has moved O'Leary to second. Nash, the left-hander, awaits the first offering here from Corbin Hamilton, and the pitch. It is a check swing, but certainly win around did Nash. The count is 0-1. On deck after Landon is Kevin Leafite. Jacoby Tacchini looks in, gets the signal from the coaches in the dugout, now delivers it to Hamilton. Here's the 0-1. That one's going to miss up and in, and the count is even to Landon Nash. Hitless in the opener yesterday against Klamath Falls, that 15-3 win for the Falcons. That had snapped what at the time stood as a 4-game winning streak for Grants Pass. Coming into this series, they'd been playing good baseball, but ran into a buzzsaw a little bit on Tuesday. The Falcons, across 2 games, had 21 hits and scored 33 runs. Count is 2-1 at the plate to Landon Nash. Hamilton stepped off. I believe they had to dig in there in the left-handed batter's box. I think Nash stepped out perhaps, but it looks like we're ready to go. 2-1 the count to the center fielder for Grants Pass, and the pitch is fouled straight back. And the count now moves to 2-2. Pretty big lead over there at first for Byron Hill. Big secondary, although with 2 strikes on the hitter. Takini, and Hamilton likely just going to be focusing on the left-handed bat of Nash rather than trying to backpick Hill at first, but he does get a pretty sizable secondary out there. The 2-2. Here's the pitch. Off speed. Froze him on the outside part. Nash goes down looking to end the first inning. The Nuggets get a man in scoring position, but they leave two stranded. And we go to the bottom half of the first scoreless on 104.3, 960 Sports, and mybasin.com. Yeah?
Oh, shoot.
Over the last year, you've heard and seen the advertisement for God's Gifts 2, a local photographer who travels to high school sporting events and takes individual and team action photos at a great price. Something you may not know, though, is that the money from God's Gifts Photography supports 6 children in Kenya who Annalisa has met on mission trips. If you'd like to capture your athlete in action and help support these kids, call 541-281-2206. Search God's Gifts 2 on Facebook.
Getting set for the bottom half of the first inning tonight from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls as the Falcons take on the Grants Pass Nuggets. Falcons escaped the top of the first inning with a scoreless ball game still intact, and now they get their first look at Lawson O'Leary, the right-hander for Grants Pass tonight. Taking a look at the season statistics for Lawson O'Leary. He is making his 6th start of the year. He's got a 1-0 record. This is his 9th overall appearance. He's allowed 26 hits, 25 runs, although only 13 of them earned. He's walked 17. If that's his one detractor, it's the free passes, but he will set you down as well. Team high 41 strikeouts through 25 and a third innings pitched. He's got an ERA of 3.59 entering play tonight. He looks to go against a Falcons lineup, top 3 guys in their order: Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton, and Jacoby Takini. Carson Sims, 2 for 2 in the opener back on Tuesday. Scored 4 runs. He was also walked in that contest, but one thing we saw from Carson that we've continued to see throughout the season is his aggressiveness on the base paths and runs out every play. Just a hard ball player to get out for the Falcons as he leads off the ball game. First pitch, he's going to show a bunt, and he pulls back in time. The count to Carson is 1-0.
Carson is tied for the most at-bats with Jacoby Takini, and he's batting .390.
Ahead here, 1-0 against O'Leary. Here's the pitch, and that one misses wide and away, 2-0. It's a good meeting here for O'Leary against a Klamath Falls team, member of Hidden Valley. A lot of these kids saw each other during the prep season. It's somewhat rare in this league to play against kids that you see in the prep season, with the Falcons playing the likes of North Jackson and North and South Medford 5A and 6A schools. But this Nuggets team made up of all kids from Hidden Valley, North Valley, Rogue River kids. So there's certainly some familiarity here, which we like to see. The count now to Sims, 3 balls and a strike. After Sims in the order, again, it's Corbin Hamilton. Here's the offering to Sims. That one misses high and tight, and he will earn a walk to lead off the bottom of the first inning. Just to give you an idea for Lawson O'Leary, as we take a look at what he did during the prep season against these Henley Hornets, it was May 15th when he faced the lineup of Henley and only gave up 1 unearned run in that contest, and pitched 5 2/3 innings, struck out 6 batters in his prep start against the majority of this Falcons order. Of course, they've got, some guys from Lakeview, Klamath Union, Modoc, etc., but the bulk of the starting lineup today made up of Henley kids for the Falcons, and well, O'Leary seemingly had their number a bit during the prep season, so we'll see if they're able to get after it here today.
Corbin Hamilton also batted second in the game against the Nuggets back on Tuesday. He had 5 RBI on 4 at-bats.
It's an impressive outing for him. Was able to come up in spots where the team needed him. Of course, like we said, the Falcons were gifted quite a few free base runners on Tuesday, but the ability to take advantage of them is not something that everyone is able to do to the same efficiency that the Falcons have been able to this season. Right now, Hamilton, after showing bunt, is ahead 2-0 against Lawson O'Leary. Carson Sims still aboard at first. Nobody out, bottom of the first inning. Still scoreless today from Kiger Stadium. Corners in, protecting the bunt for Hamilton. Sims leads off of first, fairly aggressive over there, and the pitch in. Hamilton tries to show bunt again, but this time it gets behind the catcher, and a wild pitch is going to advance Sims into scoring position, and now an RBI opportunity for Hamilton, who, like we said, came up in these spots quite a bit in the first couple of games of this series.
Yeah, Corbin Hamilton, someone we talk about needing to limit his strikeouts. He only struck out once yesterday.
Yeah, good to see him make some good contact. Modest lead out at second for Sims. The 3-0 home is going to bounce to the plate, give Sims another opportunity to advance a station. A pass ball will move him to third. Hamilton walks on the pitch in the dirt, and back-to-back free passes delivered by Lawson O'Leary to start the game. Sort of reminiscent about what happened on Tuesday. But now Jacoby Tacchini, the team leader in RBIs, has a chance to knock a couple in here in the first inning.
Across both games last or Tuesday, I guess, against the Nuggets, he had 8 RBI.
Just racking him up, 55 on the season. He's got a wide lead in that statistical category. Ian Meyer is a second. He's 13 RBIs off pace as Corbin Hamilton steals second on the very first pitch of this at-bat. 2 men in scoring position now for Jacoby. Hamilton's at second, Sims is at third.
Yeah, on top of all those RBIs and heavy hits from him, he also has a really high batting average at .465. So he's able to do it all. He's able to make contact and hit hard.
Look out, just lost his bat. Into the dugout it goes, but everyone got out of the way. That's the first time we've seen that this season. Swung so hard he lost it, but the count is 1-1. After Tacchini in the order, it's Ian Meyer, who we kind of talked about a moment ago. But these two guys lead the team in average, the top 2 hitters. So O'Leary's kind of backed himself into a corner here in the bottom of the first inning. See if the Falcons can make him pay for it. Here's the 1-1 to Jacoby. That one misses high and away. 2-1. They count to Tacchini here.
Another good stat to look at is slugging percentage. Jacoby Tacchini has the highest slugging percentage on the Falcons.
Yeah, that's no surprise. Leads the team with 14 doubles on the season, another category in which he has a pretty healthy margin of leading. Colin Tacchini is second on the team in doubles with 11, and he's due up fifth this inning in the hole right now. Tacchini fouls off the pitch. Count is 2-2 to the Falcons catcher. Around the diamond, the Nuggets pretty much playing straight away. Corner might be trying to cut down the runner at third to score on a hard-hit ground ball, but the 2-2 comes in and misses up. Pops free from the catcher Gamby's glove, but not far enough away from him to allow Sims to score, so everyone stays put, and the count is full to Jacoby. First base is open with Meyer due up next, but not a guy that you want to face with the bases loaded. But kind of pick your poison here for O'Leary. Do you come in the zone against Jacoby, or do you try to start fresh against Meyer? The 3-2 is fouled back, and the count remains full. Putting up a good battle up there in the bottom of this first inning. Again, first of a doubleheader tonight, wrapping up the season series for the Falcons. A win in either one of these games gives the Falcons an Area 4 league championship, something that eluded them even last year when they made it all the way to a runner-up appearance at the Northwest Class A Regional Tournament and an Oregon State Championship. Tacchini lofts this one into shallow right field. Coming in is Thompson. A sliding effort works out for him. A great play in right. And with Sims kind of cheating down the line, not prepared to tag up, the Falcons will stay off the board after that fly out, and it brings up Ian Meyer with 1 out now and 2 on for the Falcons.
You know, we talked about the jerseys for the Nuggets last games that these 2 teams had, but I have to say I prefer these jerseys to the other ones.
Over the white ones, huh?
Well, look at them.
I do like how the numbers kind of spider out on the back like we talked about. I still prefer ultimately our own uniforms to it with the red, white, and the blue. It looks like the classic baseball look, but
It's more classic, but I have to say the Nuggets is more metal.
Meyer hits one deep to center field. Going back is Nash near the track. He settles under it to make the catch, but that one deep enough to score a run. Sims will touch home. Meyer gets an RBI on the sacrifice, and the Falcons are on the board in the bottom of the first inning. By the way, Hamilton also advancing to third on that play, and so with 2 outs and a runner at third, it is Colin Tacchini. For Meyer, that is RBI number 43 on the summer. And it sets up Tacchini here with a runner at third. Colin, chance to do some damage here. We talked about it. Certainly got some pop in that right-handed batter's box. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed the elevated fastball. Count is 0-1 to Tacchini. On deck after Colin is P.J. Safford for the Falcons. They were able to manufacture that leadoff walk into a run, and now Hamilton, who also walked earlier in the inning, stands at third. That pitch is called a strike. Tacchini checked his swing, but in fact went around, and now he's behind in the count 0-2 against Lawson O'Leary.
Colin Tacchini only has 7 strikeouts this season.
Guy who has a good 2-strike approach. He kind of closes up his stance there. He takes a pitch up and away. Tough pitch to take there, a fastball outside corner, but sticks around to see another. You can see he keeps his hands low, close to the body. Tries to shorten up the stroke with 2 strikes on him. Here's the 1-2. Fouled back. Count remains. Ball and 2 strikes. Calling a .364 hitter on the season. Gets on base about 50% of the time.
That's pretty typical for the Klamath Falls players.
1-2, misses low, 2-2. Yeah, I mean, as a team, this whole squad gets on base about 50% of the time. The on-base percentage of the squad is .496, which, again, you got guys who can hit extra base hits. You score a lot of runs, and Tacchini fights off even another here, and the count remains 2-2.
As a team, getting on base 50% of the time is kind of a wild stat.
I mean, yeah, that is improbable for sure. And it's why they rack up the runs. I mean, now to this point of the season, 361 runs scored on the season for the Falcons, and now their 33rd game of the year. That's averaging up over 10 runs per game as the 2-2 misses outside. The count is full to Colin Tacchini, and P.J. Safford waits on deck. Out of the windup, Lawson O'Leary gets the signal from Gage Gamby. Now the pitch, a check swing, but a called strike 3. Tacchini down looking to end the first inning. The Falcons get 1 on the sacrifice fly from Ian Meyer, and they carry that lead to the top half of the second inning next on mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
6, 7, and 8 do up this half inning for Grants Pass in the top half of the second inning, a game in which they trail the Falcons 1-0. Kevin Leafite, Lakai Fitzsimmons, and Caden Richardson Corbin Hamilton still out there working for the Falcons. He's trying to help his team to a league championship today, something that we kind of talked about, that even last year's Falcons team, which won the Oregon State Championship, which made it all the way to the Class A Northwest Regional Tournament, league championship still eluded them last year, but coming into play today, the Falcons 16-0 in league plays. The first pitch to Leafheit is fouled back. The count is 0-1. Taking a look at the Area 4 standing, Central Point in second place coming into today's game for the Falcons. They're 14-4. South Medford 11-9. The 0-1 pitch waved at and missed by Leafheit, by the way. Count is 0-2. North Medford 8-12. They're in fourth place. This Grants Pass team is 5-11. In fifth place, North Jackson is 2-18. Here's a ground ball up the middle into center field, and a leadoff base hit for Leafheit here for the Nuggets in the second. And it brings up Lakai Fitzsimmons. But all to say is, just to finish that thought on the standings, that with 4 games left to play and a 4-game lead on Central Point, the Falcons only need 1 win to outright claim the league title. Now, of course, Central Point is the Falcons' last regular season opponent of the season here at Kiger Stadium on Sunday. First pitch, Fitzsimmons shows bunt. Runner on the move. Got him by a mile. Extinguished Leafheit trying to steal second. That was a great throw from Jacoby Takini behind the plate. And Leafheit was out before he even really got halfway to second.
Oh, that's my favorite play in baseball. And if you want to see that play happen, just watch the Falcons.
Yeah, Takini's great at catching those runners in motion. The 1-0 to the plate is a checked swing, but a called strike to Fitzsimmons anyway. The count is 1-1.
Fitzsimmons in the game opener the other day was 1 for 3 with 1 strikeout.
Takes a pitch outside there. Count is 2-1 to Fitzsimmons. He'll be followed in the order by Caden Richardson. Fitzsimmons, class of 28 at Hidden Valley High School, as he takes strike 2, and the count to him is even with 1 out in the top half of the second inning. Hamilton from the windup looking for that put-away pitch, and it's bounced right back to him. He plays it on a hop. Throw to first is there, and 2 up, 2 down in the second inning. And it brings up Caden Richardson.
For a pitcher who plays in the outfield, that's not bad.
Quick reactions out there.
Yeah.
Richardson, recent graduate of Rogue River High School. Class of 26. Getting the start at third base today as he looks in against Corbin Hamilton. The first pitch from Corb misses upstairs, probably a touch outside. The count is 1-0. After Richardson in the order, Elijah Thompson waits on deck for the Nuggets. The 1-0 on the way to Richardson. Called a strike. Count is even to Caden Richardson. Hamilton's got that fastball working good. The inside against the right-hander is going to continue to try to exploit that location throughout the afternoon. Here's the 1-1. That one goes a touch away, but still finds the bottom third of the zone. And now he's got 2 strikes on Richardson.
Richardson was 0 for 1 the other day with 1 walk, so he split his plate appearances.
1-2 goes down looking here. Hamilton graces the outer third and sets down Richardson and the Nuggets in order in the second inning. Falcons lead 1-0 to the bottom half of the second. We go next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
PJ Safford, Trustin Thomas, Ty Teeters do up this half inning for the Falcons. That's 6, 7, and 8 in their order as they look to add to their one-run advantage against the Grants Pass Nuggets here at home tonight at Kiger Stadium. It's a good night for baseball. Quite a few Falcons fans in attendance. Looks like we got quite a few Nuggets fans making the trip over the hill as well. If you decided to find our broadcast tonight on mybasin.com instead of making the trip, we appreciate you for joining us tonight as PJ Safford takes a pitch upstairs. The count is 1-0. Safford, the designated hitter tonight for the Falcons.
PJ Safford, a .347 hitter. He has 22 RBIs on the season, slugging percentage of .389, and an on-base percentage of .427. So almost half of the time is when he gets on base. He also has a low strikeout rate. He only has 6 on the season. So not really a guy who strikes out. Sometimes he'll ground out or fly out.
Works ahead here, 2-0 against O'Leary. The pitch is going to miss upstairs. Safford being patient on the high fastball, and he works ahead here, 3-0. Safford digs back in and can afford to be picky up there in the box. 3-0 misses up and away. Doesn't have to think much about that one. He works a leadoff walk. Third walk issued by O'Leary so far tonight. Falcons made him pay with 1 run in the first. We'll see if they can do the same here in the second as Trustin Thomas gets ready to step in now. Thomas had a double in the opener against the Nuggets. It's one of those guys we talked about, just hit the ball a ton in Grants Pass. The ball really carried over there, and Thomas was one of those beneficiaries.
Yeah, Thomas is a guy who's whose batting average really isn't all that high compared to his counterparts on the Falcons, but his slugging percentage really is.
It's interesting, is I think his batting average just really isn't indicative of how much of an impact he makes on this team, especially when he's got guys on base when he's up as well. That's where he really seems to come through. And after a leadoff base runner with Safford on, Thomas an opportunity to keep this rally going for the Falcons, or kickstart one if only a leadoff base runner isn't enough for you. Ty Teeters is on deck as well for the Falcons.
With the bases loaded, his batting average is .429.
Thomas hits one high. That's hit to left field deep. That one is off the base of the wall, and it'll be extra bases for Trustin. PJ Safford gets the green light all the way from first base. He will score. Thomas with an RBI double, nearly leaving the yard here in the second inning, and the Falcons' lead grows 2-0. He hit that one a ton to left center field.
Sorry, just to finish my thought, I was looking at the stat sheet and didn't quite see what was happening. Just to finish that thought, though, he's hitting .227 with the bases empty, but .320 with runners on, and with the bases loaded, he's hitting .429.
Well, there you go, .320 average with runners on. He just added another there for Trustin, double number 9 on the season. And here's the pitch to Ty Teeters, pushes one down the third base side, foul, and the count to Ty is 0-1. Again, that RBI double improves the Falcons' lead to 2-0. Safford scored all the way from first on that hit. Teeters a chance to try and add to it here for Klamath Falls on the season. Tie batting .417 for the Falcons. The shortstop, Hill, trying to keep Trustin close over there at second. Trustin's got a fairly significant lead out there, but not enough for Grants Pass to want to throw over and check on him as Teeters takes a pitch low and outside to even the count at 1. After Ty in the order, it's Harley Hoblet for the Falcons. Ty looks down to his dad in the third base coaching box. Gets some signs there. Down on the first base side is Caleb Keelan. Drew Rabel, Pete Whistler, and Craig Connor also in the dugout tonight for the Falcons. Count now to Ty is 2 balls and a strike. Head coach for Grants Pass tonight. Want to introduce everybody. The head coach there is Ryan Wilson.
Ty Teeters, one of the best bunters on the team, I think. At least has some of the best bat control that we've seen all season.
Hits one to the opposite side here, high to right field. Elijah Thompson moves underneath it, makes the catch for the out, but tagging from second to head to third is Trustin Thomas. Teeters with a sacrifice moves the runner to third, and it brings up Harley Hoblet. Productive out there for Teeters. He'll take that every time, setting up Hoblet here for an RBI opportunity. The number 9 hitter in the Falcons order gets ready to step in here.
Harley Hoblet, a .344 hitter. He's got 21 hits on the season with 61 at-bats. So, again, he gets a hit about 34% of the time there, so about a third. He's got a slugging percentage of 361, sorry.
I was just going to say, first pitch fouled off. He was just a little bit late on the fastball on the outside part. We'll see if O'Leary tries to continue to work him away, and he does. But that time missing outside. Count is even.
I think the stat that really jumps out for Hoblet is he's got an on-base percentage of .524.
Works his way aboard quite a bit. He might not be launching him for extra bases, but combine 18 walks with 21 hits. He gets on base. Here's a ground ball to short. Hill mishandles it, and Hoblet works his way aboard again, this time via the error. And touching home is Trustin Thomas. It brings up Carson Sims after the error. And with a runner on and just one out, the Falcons continuing to roll on. Give Hoblet the RBI on that play as Sims gets ready to step in. Carson, his first time up today, walked and later scored in the first inning. But now an opportunity to hit with a man on. Hoblet takes a pretty aggressive lead out there at first, continuing to inch off the bag, and he goes on the very first pitch. Sims hits it to where the second baseman was, but the hit and run allows the ball to get through. Hoblet turns second and heads for third, and that is just how you draw it up. Carson Sims placing that ball in just the right spot for the hit and run. Runners at the corners now for Corbin Hamilton.
Again, Hoblet showing that he really has faith in Carson Sims to be able to leave like that. Well-executed play all around. And
aggressive base running. You know, we talked about in Grants Pass and here at Kiger Stadium last time out the ability to go from first to third on a base hit like that. It sets up not only the hitter at the plate to be able to knock in a runner at third, but also allows for maybe some aggressiveness from Sims, who now stands at first and has good wheels there. And there you go. Takes off on the very first pitch, and the ball misses so far outside that Gamby doesn't really have a chance to throw down to Carson. And so just because of that hit and run, now you've got two men in scoring position, one out, and Corbin Hamilton working ahead at the plate in a 1-0 count. The pitch to Corb misses low. Now he's up 2-0 in the count. He walked and was left stranded at third base in the first inning. All right, O'Leary now with first base open, able to work out of the windup. The 2-0 to Hamilton's a chopper in the infield and kicks foul into third base area off the cut of the grass. Count is 2-1 to Corbin. After Hamilton in the order is Jacoby Tacchini. Hamilton this season, 27 RBIs. A batting average of .422 entering play today. Trying to extend the Falcons' 3-0 lead that they find themselves with here in the bottom half of the second inning. Here's the 2-1 home. Hamilton watches that one drift high. 3-1 the count. No one up and moving for Grants Pass yet. O'Leary, the guy that they trust to get themselves out of these kind of jams. And for his part, he sort of was able to in the first. Going second and third with nobody out, was able to escape having only allowed one run. But here, he walks Hamilton to load the bases for Jacoby Tacchini.
I was just going to say, the situation is kind of reminiscent of the first inning of this game, but the Falcons maybe learning from their past mistakes or hoping to make them pay this time.
Well, always a little bit different going through the lineup a second and potentially a third time for O'Leary today, but this is going to spark a visit on the mound for the Nuggets. Gives us an opportunity to quickly tell you what's still to come for the Falcons this season. A couple of games have been added to the schedule, and it's coming up tomorrow and Saturday, a game against the Salem Dodgers at 2 o'clock at Harry and David Field in Medford. We'll be along with you here on 104.3 and 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. And then play continues in the Rogue Valley against the Reno Knights on Saturday, a 4:30 first pitch. These are just single 7-inning games, and so if you can't make the midday trips over there, we'll certainly have your coverage for you. And then the season, or the regular season, concludes on Sunday, a doubleheader against Central Point right here at Kiger Stadium. Should the Falcons clinch a league title, whether tonight or on Sunday, the state tournament begins on Wednesday in North Coos. All right. Back to baseball. Bases loaded here for Jacoby Tacchini. First pitch taken on the inside corner for a strike. Tacchini falls behind 0-1. The Nuggets defense playing in. Going to try to cut down the lead runner, which is Hoblet at third. Pitch to Takini misses low. So Harley's at third. Carson Sims is at second. And aboard at first is Max Rogers, who came in and is running for the pitcher Hamilton.
Little bit of smoke starting to drift in.
Takini lines one to right field, although it's hit pretty much right to Thompson in right. It's enough to allow Hoblet to tag and score from third. As the Falcons add another run, it is 4-0 Klamath Falls here in the second. Sims stayed put at second, by the way. Not enough for him to tag, and therefore Rogers stays at first. But give Takini an RBI on the sacrifice, and it brings up Ian Meyer. 2 outs in the inning. And Meyer, who has an RBI today, it was a sacrifice fly back in the first inning. Set on the hill is O'Leary. Pretty sizable lead for Rogers at first. The pitch home is hit to center field. Into the right center field gap. Nash is moving over, makes the catch in the gap to end the inning. But the Falcons add 3 on just 2 base hits in the second. They lead 4-0 as we go to the top half of the third next on MyBasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN, expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Nine 1-2 for the Nuggets, due up in the top half of the third inning. The Klamath Falls Falcons lead Grants Pass 4-0 as we continue on tonight. It'll be Elijah Thompson, Gage Gamby, and Lawson O'Leary for Grants Pass. Falcons added 3 runs in the bottom half of the second, and it's the Nuggets' turn to try to inch themselves back into this game. They got themselves a leadoff base runner in the second, but some aggressiveness worked against them as Takini caught the runner trying to steal. And Nuggets weren't able to recover after that in the second inning. But here, Thompson starts out ahead of Corbin Hamilton. The count's 1-0. Hamilton with the 1-0 pitch. It's fouled off. Counts even to Elijah Thompson in right field. In the first inning, made a highlight defensive play when he stole a base hit from Jacoby Takini, sliding in near the foul line after playing deep into right field. So after leaving a mark on the defensive end of this one, trying to do it with the offense too, but he swings and misses at the inside pitch. Count is 1-2 to Elijah Thompson, a guy who hits .355 for the Nuggets this season. Thompson might be out of the batter's box regardless. The count is 1-2. The pitch is going to miss outside, 2-2.
You know, we talked about how Jacoby Takini was able to hose him down at second. Hose the lead runner down at second. You think he just prays that someone will run on him?
I think that he does get hungry for it for sure.
You think he's behind the plate like, please run on me, please, please.
Just to get that out. I mean, he's got a keen eye for back-picking runners at first too.
That's true.
So I don't think he needs you to run on him to try to get an out. The count is 2-2 at the plate. It's going to miss upstairs. Counts full to Elijah Thompson. Again, Gage Gamby is on deck. Big pitch coming up here to lead off this inning to Thompson. This one's hit shallow right field. Going to be tough for anyone to get to. Trustin Thomas lays out, but he just comes up empty with it, just out of his reach. A great effort, but Thompson with a leadoff single here in the third inning. And we go back to the top of the Nuggets order for Gage Gamby.
Wow. But whether he caught it or not, that was still an impressive play to make. Well, now we got a runner on first.
If I'm not mistaken, and I'm reading this right, I think Takini has caught 22 runners trying to steal this year.
Wow.
We'll see how they treat Thompson over there at first.
Does that stat include back picks?
Here is a line drive to short. Sims gloves it at short. The runner was on the move. They've got him dead to rights. A 6-3 double play aided by the defensive gem by Carson at short. And there's 2 outs in the inning. And to answer your question, yeah, I think it does. F6-3 in the book. Double play. And it brings up Lawson O'Leary with 2 outs and nobody on. Great defense there by the Falcons. Cleans up this inning. O'Leary walked and was left stranded in scoring position in the first inning. Here's the pitch. Hit in the air right side, but well fouled. Count is 0-1. Justin Bernoulli is on deck.
Sorry, I'm still speechless from the Carson play that just happened.
I mean, ranging into the gap, I thought he was going to have to dive for it, but he showed off his speed to be able to get to the spot and make the play.
Well, not only speed, quickness as well, the reaction time.
0-1, lifted high, deep to right field. Hoblet is going to make the catch in center field. Oh, my goodness. Leaping backwards, Hoblet steals an extra base hit. 2 defensive highlights for the Falcons in the third, and they maintain a 4-run lead as we go to the bottom half next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
5, 6, and 7 in the Falcons lineup, due up in the bottom half of the third inning. That's Colin Takini, P.J. Safford, and Trustin Thomas. As they look to continue to build on this 4-run lead they've got over the Grants Pass Nuggets in the first of an Area 4 doubleheader tonight. Again, 1 win in either one of these games, and the Falcons will win the Area 4 League Championship, and right now in good shape. They were aided by some fantastic defense in the top half of this third inning. Highlight plays from Carson Sims and Harley Hoblet in center field, and it helped keep the Nuggets off the board in that inning, stealing a couple of base hits away, and one of them being an extra base hit for sure. And so Falcons rolling right along. They've got some momentum in their dugout. They're feeling good, and it's going to continue on here in the bottom of the third with Colin Takini.
You know, you've watched a lot more baseball than I have, but that was one of the most exciting innings of baseball that I've ever seen.
I love a good defensive inning like that. A lot of folks who like baseball love to see offenses swing away and rack up a ton of runs, but I love a good pitcher's duel with a lot of high-octane defense. And even if the Falcons have separated themselves a little bit from the Nuggets in the early part of the ball game, that doesn't take it away from what an exciting defensive half inning that was. The 0-1 pitch misses upstairs. 1-1 to Colin Takini. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game so far tonight. He struck out in the first inning. Getting his second look at Lawson O'Leary. O'Leary gave up 1 run in the first, but then 3 in the second. The second time through the order, the Falcons seeing him a little bit better. Sims had a single. Hamilton walked. A couple of deep fly balls led to a sacrifice fly in the second inning. But still trying to stack together some base hits as Takini takes a pitch inside. The count moves to 3-1. P.J. Safford waits on deck. O'Leary out of the windup. Here's the pitch. 3-1 fouled off. Full count here to Colin, a .364 hitter. 11 doubles is second most on the team. Also has a couple of triples. That ranks second most as well. And 28 RBIs is third most on the ball club. Here's the 3-2. That one misses low. Colin is able to work a walk here to lead off the third consecutive inning, which began with a leadoff walk. The Falcons in the first two were able to capitalize on the leadoff walk, hoping for more of the same here in this half inning as P.J. Safford gets ready to. Here is the 1-0 to Safford. Hit the opposite way, but foul. Well into the parking lot. Count is even to P.J. That's .347 on the season for the Falcons. He's got 22 RBIs, 23 runs scored this year, and in a prime position to try to drive one home here, the bottom half of inning number 3. Trustin Thomas is on deck. Here's the 1-1 to PJ. Misses up, 2-1. Safford started as the DH tonight. He could be used a little bit on the defensive end as well. Certainly has a lot of experience playing the hot corner. Played shortstop during the prep season as well. We saw him warming up at first base before the game started, but a guy who you can't take his bat out of the lineup, so finding his role as the designated hitter throughout most of the season for the Falcons. Right now he works ahead 3-1. O'Leary delivers the pitch. Safford hits one to right field. That one is caught by Thompson on the run. The throw to try to get to Keeney is going to be a bad throw from right field, but Colin won't capitalize on it. Ball was finally stopped by Richardson at third, but Safford flies out, and it brings up Trustin Thomas with one out in the inning. Trustin had an RBI double in the second inning and would later score in the second inning. Another opportunity to drive in a run here for Trustin as O'Leary comes set and now delivers the pitch. First pitch taken for Thomas and catches the outside third of the zone right around the letters. Count is 0-1.
Trustin Thomas hitting .395 with runners in scoring position.
Has already come up once today with a runner on, although last time it was a runner aboard at first that came all the way around to score on his deep fly ball. Here, Takini at second. Thomas swings and misses at the 0-1 pitch. He's going to have to get defensive with 2 strikes on him against Lawson O'Leary. Lawson looks in, gets the sign from Gage Gamby. Takes a look at Takini out at second. The shortstop Hill trying to keep him close. Now the 0-2 home. A check swing from Thomas. Got a piece of it, though. And so a foul ball, the count remains the same, 0-2. After Trustin in the Falcons' order is Ty Teeters. So the leadoff base runner was Colin Takini. He advanced on the pass ball and still stands out there at second. All right, Lawson O'Leary set on the hill. And he motions home to Trustin Thomas. Checks his swing on a pitch that misses away. Counts a ball and 2 strikes now to Trustin Thomas. 23 RBIs on the season, and like we said, against only 21 hits. These are the spots he likes to be in. The 1-2, Thomas watches a close fastball miss off the plate. Good take there from the Falcons right fielder to run the count even. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Wind shifts a little bit, still blowing out towards left center field here tonight at Kiger. The 2-2 home to Trustin. He pops that one up. Shallow right center field. Moving in is Nash, and he will make the catch. There's 2 outs in the third.
Yeah, a couple of shallow fly balls. Not enough for Colin to tag up so far this inning, and he won't get a chance to tag up this inning now that there's 2 outs.
Going to need to be a base hit or something similar from Ty Teeters here, who's without an at-bat so far tonight. He hit a sacrifice fly to advance a runner to third in the second inning. But like I said, Falcons are looking for him to come up with a 2-out base hit after the leadoff base runner still stands in scoring position. Klamath Falls looking for a way to knock him in. First pitch taken for Ty Teeters. Count is 1-0.
The outfield playing straight up now. Last at bat there was a big gap in left center field, but now the outfielders
move over to
spaced.
second. It ricochets off of Colin Takini, and he's going to take advantage of it, advancing to third on that play. They tried to pick him off, and he came back into second standing, but the ball hit him instead of the defensive player. Gave him enough room to advance to third. Still the same situation for Ty. Doesn't change what he has to do. Still looking for a base hit. The count is 1-0. Pitch is rocketed to right field, but foul. Count even now to Teeters. On deck for the Falcons is Harley Hoblet. Teeters in the 8th spot. Then Harley rounds out the order next. Count is 1-1 here to Ty on the season. A .417 hitter. 18 runs batted in for the Falcons' second baseman this season. Pitch on the way from O'Leary is taken for a strike. Teeters thought that one was below the knees. Hard to disagree with him there. The count is 1-2. He's going to have to protect that spot now. Pitch on the way from O'Leary. This time he misses upstairs. No complaints there. Counts back even to Ty Teeters. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the third inning and a 4-0 lead for the Falcons.
Just heard a "let's go" from the dugout. You want to guess who that's from?
The 2-2 popped up foul. Count remains. Teeters putting up a good battle. You can rely on him to put up a good at-bat and really make those pitchers work out there. Guy who's confident in the strike zone, is good at just fouling tough pitches off. He's putting up a good fight now. The 2-2 again. Again, fouled off. Another shot towards the parking lot. It seems like, run out of baseballs during a Ty Teeters at-bat. That's not atypical.
That's something that we saw a lot in the prep season from his teammate, Max Price. I wonder if they teach that out at Henley.
I mean, just being able to fight off those tough pitches is so valuable. Racking up pitch counts against guys like Lawson O'Leary, who, all things considered, 4 runs against the Falcons. He's only given up 3 base hits. He's walked a couple, but these are the kind of at-bats that bait him into throwing lots of pitches and try to tire him out. A chopper right back to him here. It'll be a routine play as O'Leary underhand tosses to Bernoulli at first, and the inning is over. The Falcons get a leadoff runner as far as third base, but they leave him stranded. They do carry a 4-run lead to the top half of the 4th next on MyBasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Three, 4, 5 in the Nuggets order due up this half inning in the top of the 4th. Let's go ahead and check the line score for our 2 teams so far tonight. For the Klamath Falls Falcons in their 4-run lead, it comes on 3 hits, and they've committed 1 error. For Grants Pass tonight, no runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Nuggets. Corbin Hamilton still out there working for Klamath Falls as Justin Bernoulli digs in here. The first pitch from Hamilton is going to miss slow and away. Count is 1-0. Bernoulli, the first time up, flew out to center field. He's 0 for 1 tonight. The 1-0 from Hamilton is going to miss low. Count is 2-0 to Bernoulli. On the season, for Grants Pass, and Justin Bernoulli. He is a 276 hitter and fouls that one off, 2-1. Kid from North Valley High School, class of 2027. He'll be a senior next year for the Knights. Really excited to see the Knights re-enter the Skyline Conference. The 2-1 pitch is called a strike, 2-2. North Valley had been in the Skyline Conference for as long as I can remember, having been involved in high school sports in the area, and then back 4 years ago during the reclassification and redistricting, the 2-2 fouled off. Count remains. North Valley dropped down to the 3A class, but now making a return to the Skyline Conference. They'll be rejoining the league along with Cascade Christian School, and going to be adding some good opponents for the Klamath Basin schools in the Skyline, with Klamath Union, Mazama, and Henley getting to play each of those schools probably 3 times during the prep season, as Hamilton gets Bernoulli looking for the first out in the 4th inning. And it brings up Byron Hill. Hill reached on an error his first time up, was left stranded at first base in the 1st inning. Pitch on the way from Hamilton is called a strike. I think that was off speed there from Corbin as he uses it to get ahead 0-1. After Hill, it's Landon Nash in the order for Grants Pass.
Hill was 0 for 5 through both games, their last 2 matchups, with 3 strikeouts.
Here he's even in the count against Hamilton. Pitch from Corbin. Ripped foul. Look out, coach. Had to dance out of the way of that one. Coach Connor in the dugout saying he's got to make that play. I don't know. I'm getting out of the way of that one.
If you can't give your coaches a hard time, what does this world come to?
That's true. That's true. 2-strike pitch again to Hill. Hamilton is going to miss upstairs, probably a touch in as well. 2-2. The count to Hill. He's the team's 3rd leading hitter coming into play tonight. 409. Falcons have kept him hitless so far in the series. The 2-2 called strike 3. Hamilton goes outside with the fastball. Gets back-to-back strikeouts here in the 4th. And now up to 4 for the ball game. It brings up Landon Nash. Nash 0 for 1. He was one of those strikeout victims from back in the 1st inning. On the season, though, Nash a .367 hitter. Guy who doesn't strike out a ton. Coming into this game, only had struck out 5 times through the first 15 games for Grants Pass. But already 0 for 1 today. Hamilton starts him out 1-0. Now the pitch is going to miss in.
Adding Hamilton's 4 strikeouts tonight to his season total, he's now up to 37 strikeouts, which is good for 3rd on the team.
The 2-0 fouled back, 2-1 the count to Landon Nash. Hamilton certainly got that swing and miss stuff. I love when he's got that 2-seam fastball working. It is just so dangerous. The 2-1. Here it comes. Now on a roller towards the 3rd base side. Colin Tacchini not up with it exactly cleanly, but recovers in time to make the play. And the Nuggets down in order in the 4th inning. We go to the bottom half next on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Bottom half of the fourth inning, and the Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Grants Pass Nuggets a score of 4-0. Harley Hoblet, Carson Sims, Corbin Hamilton do up this half. That's 9-1-2 in the order. As we welcome you back to Kiger Stadium tonight. Smoke socking in a little bit here in the basin, but not enough to impact our baseball tonight. As the first pitch to Harley Hoblet is going to miss upstairs. Count is 1-0. Hoblet reached on an error his last time up, but he would come in and score a run that trip around the bases. And looking to put the ball in play again tonight. The 1-0 pitch is fouled off. Counts even. A ball and a strike to Harley.
That's what I'm saying. Harley Hoblet, he just finds a way to get on almost, well, more than half of the time. 524 on-base percentage.
For such a young player, too, I'm excited to see what this season will mean for the rest of his high school career. The 1-1 pitch misses upstairs, 2-1. And for the guys that we've seen join this team young, you know, like the Jacoby Takinis and the Hunter Gliddens and the Corbin Hamiltons, who've just gotten so much better from playing with the Falcons over the course of the summer. We've seen the improvements that Harley has made just over the course of this one season as he sends one to the right side through off the glove of Leaf Height, the second baseman, but he had to range well over into the gap to even get a glove on that one. It'll be scored a base hit for Hoblet to lead off this fourth inning. It brings up Carson Sims after the leadoff single. Sims, another guy you could probably fit into that category of guys I was rattling off who played Falcons, part of that younger group from the last couple of seasons, and has, well, really made a name for himself, not only at his school, not only on the Falcons, but across the whole basin. Tonight he's 1 for 1. Here's the pitch. That one's hit, shallow center field, tough to get to, and it's out of reach of the second baseman, Leaf Height, again. And back-to-back leadoff singles. And the Falcons are in business here in the fourth inning for Corbin Hamilton. That one not hit particularly hard, but just out of reach of everybody. And Sims on in the fourth.
Corbin Hamilton with runners on is hitting at a .413 clip.
He's got two men on here. Hoblet at second, Sims at first. Hamilton today has walked twice. He shows bunt, pulls back, but it's called a strike. Count to Corbin is 0-1. After Corbin in the order is Jacoby Takini. Lawson O'Leary set out there, takes a look around, corners trying to protect the bunt for Corbin. Here's the pitch. Hamilton shows bunt again, pushes it down the first base line. Up with it is the first baseman, and tag not applied. They miss out on Hamilton, and he is going to be aboard safely. The bases are loaded for Jacoby Takini. Did they call Hamilton out? The home plate umpire did? No, they're, okay, courtesy runner. I see Hamilton jogging off the field, but Max Rogers taking over for him. So that'll be scored a base hit. Hamilton aboard, Sims to second, Hoblet to third, and with the bases loaded, Jacoby Takini, a dangerous man up there to be sure, especially with men on. The pitch home, taken upstairs for a ball, 1-0.
Yeah, Jacoby Takini, he leads the team with 54 RBIs. How many does he have today? Does he have any yet?
Tonight he has got one. He's got a sacrifice fly, came back in the second inning, and this one's fouled off. Counts 1-1.
Make that 55 RBIs on the season.
To go along with his sacrifice in the second, he flew out in the first. All right. Board at third is Hoblet. Sims at second, Hamilton at first. Good speed all around. Out of the windup, it's O'Leary. The pitch to Takini again fouled off, 1-2. On deck is Ian Meyer. There's still nobody out in this inning. It was 3 straight base hits to lead off this fourth for the Falcons. Game in which they lead 4-0 against Grants Pass here tonight. All right. O'Leary delivers the pitch. That one's in the dirt. Gets away from Gamby. Hoblet wisely staying at third. I think the Falcons want to keep as many ducks on the pond as they can here with Takini at the plate.
Especially with no outs.
Exactly. Any ball in play should aid the Falcons in scoring a run here. corner's not in, trying to cut down a lead runner, and Takini shoots one to right center field anyway. Down for a base hit. 1 run scores. Sims is going to come in as well, and advancing to third is Max Rogers. And now on the throw, nobody's there to get the baseball as it comes in, and Rogers scores from first. Takini advances to second on that throw. The Nuggets seemingly ending the play before it's truly over, and it leads to another run after an error is committed. So give Takini 2 RBIs on that play and the single as Sims and Hoblet score on his hit. Rogers scores on the error, and that's a 3-run play for the Falcons, who extend their lead to 7-0. Still nobody out in the inning, and it brings up Ian Meyer.
Oh boy, that was electric.
By the way, Chase Barrett coming in to run for Takini in at scoring position. Meyer hitless so far tonight, although he does have an RBI when he hit into a sacrifice in the first inning.
We were talking about this earlier, but Meyer has hit the ball hard tonight. He's had a couple deep into outfield. As we were in break, I was thinking out loud, if he keeps it up like he's doing tonight, he might have one.
He's got some power in his swing for sure. The 0-1 hit foul, 0-2. I mean, we've seen him leave the yard, maybe not in a game setting, but we were taking a look back at the hit-a-thon numbers from earlier in the year. Meyer led the team in homers with 8 of them, so we know he's got the strength. It's just a matter of squaring one up when it comes to game time. Right now, though, 2 strikes on him. RBI opportunity for Meyer. Set on the hill is O'Leary. And the pitch is again hit to right field. And again, foul. Count remains 0-2. Colin Takini is due up next for Klamath Falls. But Meyer putting up a good battle up there. The team leader in average, 5.05 entering play tonight. All right. O'Leary takes a look out at Barrett, takes a long pause before motioning home. Meyer checks his swing, holds up in time on a pitch in the dirt. And the count is 1-2 for Ian.
Ian Meyer is also second on the team with 41 RBI.
Yeah, 42. He's added one earlier tonight.
All right.
But still, I mean, closing that gap a little bit between himself and Jacoby. But
well, not after tonight, maybe.
Yeah, Takini just kind of keeping him at arm's length. The 1-2 to Ian Meyer. Here's the pitch. Bouncer towards the left side of the infield. The shortstop Hill charging. Fires across the infield. Bernoulli tries to pick it out of the dirt, but he's unable to. And as the ball rolls away from him, Chase Barrett scores. So we're going to give Ian Meyer the single, and then Barrett scoring on the error as it rolled away from the first baseman. And so it brings up Colin Takini as the Falcons score improves to 8-0. Colin Takini, who's 0 for 1 tonight, steps in now with a runner on and already 4 home this half inning for Klamath Falls. Here's the pitch. Line drive by the shortstop into left field. Turning second, headed for third is Meyer. The throw will never come, and in fact misses the cutoff man entirely. Colin Takini in prime position to take second after that play. And defensive breakdowns for the Nuggets continue to plague them in the fourth. Takini reaches on the single and advances on the error. 2 men in scoring position now for P.J. Safford.
Man, still no outs.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 straight singles in this inning.
They're going to talk to him out there on the mound.
Gives us a quick opportunity to remind you tonight that our broadcasts on mybasin.com are brought to you in part by Klamath Falls Subaru, who through the Subaru Love Promise and Subaru Share the Love events, Klamath Falls Subaru has donated thousands of dollars to dozens of hometown charities. Comfortable and not corporate at Klamath Falls Subaru. Stop by and say hi. I know Rob Cedar and the gang down at Klamath Falls Subaru getting ready for this year's Klamath County Fair, for which they are one of the more involved sponsors out there, presenting Trace Adkins at this year's Klamath County Fair. That's the Thursday night show. You can grab your tickets at the Fairgrounds website. We've been giving away tickets across all of our social media pages, too. So if you want to see Trace Adkins this year, be sure to follow all of our socials online there. And then, of course, there's the rodeo coming to this year's fair that Subaru is involved in, as well as the Destruction Derby. We'll be broadcasting the championship drive, celebrating the 4-H kids at this year's fair. It's coming up here pretty quickly, and always excited for it. All right. 2 men in scoring position here for P.J. Safford. Colin Takini at second, Ian Meyer at third. And Lawson O'Leary staying in the game, at least for the moment, as the coach for the Nuggets, Ryan Wilson, returns to the dugout. Here's the pitch to Safford. It's going to miss, I believe, upstairs. Count is 1-0 to P.J., who's walked and flown out in 2 tries tonight. All right. O'Leary back on the rubber. Gets the signal in from Gamby. Now the 1-0 pitch. Safford is going to watch that one miss away. Count is 2-0 to P.J. On the season, a .347 hitter for the Falcons. He's got 22 runs batted in this year, and with 2 men in scoring position and nobody out, a prime opportunity for more as he takes a pitch over the heart of the plate there. Might have been a touch high for his liking. The count is now 2-1. After P.J. in the order, it is Trustin Thomas for the Falcons. Again, bottom of the 4th, Klamath Falls leads 8-0. The 2-1. Called a strike on the inner third. Safford dissatisfied with that one too, but he'll have to protect now in a 2-strike count. O'Leary trying to set down Safford here. The 2-strike pitch. Here it comes. That one is fouled back. Count remains 2-2. And for all these deep at-bats we've seen for the Falcons tonight, don't want to jinx anything, but only 1 strikeout to this point. They've been able to put together long, good at-bats and continue to put the ball in play.
I was just going to say that for P.J. Safford, he only has 6 strikeouts on the year.
Here's the 2-2. He pokes one. That's going to wind up fair down the line, but gloved by the first baseman, Brinoli. Meyer's going to score on the play, and it's an RBI ground out for P.J., and it makes it 9-0 Falcons. We've got time on the field, and the umpire's going to discuss this. That should be a fair ball. It hit off the cut of the grass and then ricocheted back fair. It should lead to a run as Safford grounded out there. 3 unassisted, allowing Meyer to score. Takini to third on that play. Our umpire's talking, I'm not quite sure exactly what there is to discuss. That ball was fair by the time it skipped over first base. While we have a moment, I suppose we can remind you that tonight's broadcast is brought to you in part by Geno's on East Main Street and by Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance. You see their logo on our scoreboard there on mybasin.com. Be sure if you need to work anything out, hit up Jason Taylor and the crew down at Elevate. All right. So after a quick chat, the RBI for Safford stands, as does the ground out. Colin Takini to third in a 9-0 ball game. Trustin Thomas at the plate takes strike 1. Coveted 10th run over there at third base here for Trustin, who's already got 1 RBI tonight. It was on a double that came back in the second inning. Here the pitch misses upstairs. It is a 1-0 count to Trustin Thomas. Pardon me, 1-1. Thomas then takes a strike there. 1-2 the count to him. Trying to protect with 1 out in the inning. Drive home to Keeney at third. Here's the 1-2. Thomas takes a look at strike 3. Second time a Falcons player has looked at strike 3 tonight. And it brings up Ty Teeters. A chance to knock in that run here for the Falcons. Teeters hit a sacrifice in the second. Rounded out in the third. Looking for his first hit here tonight. The first pitch. Going to miss upstairs. Gets to the backstop. Takini breaks for home. And he will score as O'Leary didn't cover the plate. And the Falcons lead by 10 in the 4th. And now Ty Teeters, a little bit of weight off his shoulders as he works ahead here 1-0. All right. O'Leary. Here's the 1-0. Misses upstairs. 2-0. After Teeters in the order, it's Harley Hoblet. Here's the pitch. That one is going to miss in the dirt. And Teeters working ahead 3-0. If he finds his way aboard, that means the Falcons will have batted around here in this inning.
A little bit of a smoke update for you. We can no longer see the mountains.
Yeah, it's definitely settling in here. But playing until we can't, I suppose. Played some real smoke-filled games in American Legion baseball in my past. Worse than this for sure. The 3-1 to Teeters, looked at for a strike, and the count is full to him.
I don't know. Of course, you want to protect players' lungs when the AQI is not so good. But at the same time, what are you going to do? Just stay inside all day?
3-2 misses upstairs. Teeters works a walk.
Might as well just be playing baseball.
I don't disagree with that assessment. I love me some baseball. But there was looks like we might be getting a pitching change here for Grants Pass. Might hold off on this for just a moment.
Game.
Oh, man. 200 AQI at least that night. It was truly brutal, but we'll get there some other time. Pitching change here for the Nuggets in a 10-run ball game. We'll step aside for 60 seconds. Back after this on mybasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
New pitcher out there for Grants Pass here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Looks like it's going to be Noah Dean taking over here for Lawson O'Leary. Can't close the book on him just yet because he is responsible for the runner at first, which is Ty Teeters. And there are 2 outs in this inning. The Falcons lead by 10. They've scored 6 here in the fourth. By the way, trying to look, do we got any other changes here for Grants Pass? Looks like Hill is still out there with Richardson. And then Leaf Hyde at second. No changes on the defensive end here for Grants Pass. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a statistical outlook on the season for one Noah Dean. We'll pull up the numbers for him as he gets ready to face Harley Hoblet, his first task coming into the ball game. Again, runner at first is Ty Teeters. Dean on the season, making his second appearance of the year. Previously worked 3 innings in relief, allowed 4 hits, walked 3 and struck out 1. Too small of a sample size to really put much stock into 2.33 ERA, but we'll share it with you nonetheless. It's his second outing of the season as he faces Hoblet here. Hoblet so far tonight has reached base twice and scored 2 runs. Once on an error in the second, once on a base hit in the fourth. Here he pops one up in foul territory. The first baseman, Bernoulli, moves over, makes the catch. 1 pitch and 1 out. High efficiency for Noah Dean out of the bullpen. As the Falcons lead 10-0 to the top of the 5th, we go next on mybasin.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coldwell Banker, where home begins.
Six, 7, and 8 due up here this half inning for Grants Pass. Gavin Leafi, Lakai Fitzsimmons, and Caden Richardson. So long as there's no changes for Grants Pass, that's who's due up as Corbin Hamilton tries to go the distance again. The Falcons are in line for a Mercy Rule victory here in the top half of the fifth inning, so long as they don't give up any runs, keep the shutout intact. Leafi getting ready to step in now. He's 1 for 1 tonight. He singled in the second inning, but was caught trying to steal in that inning. Here's the pitch from Hamilton. That one is hit to the right side in foul territory. Meyer moves near the chain link, tucks it away. One pitch and one out in the fifth inning. Lakai Fitzsimmons getting ready to dig in now for the Nuggets. As class of 28 from Hidden Valley grounded out his first time up. That was also in the second inning. Hamilton out of the windup here, ready to deliver the pitch. Here it comes. And that one is hit shallow in the infield. Ty Teeters moves over behind second base. 2 pitches and 2 outs in the fifth. And now the Nuggets down to what would be their final out in Caden Richardson, so long as this 10-run lead obviously stays intact. Richardson is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out in the second inning.
What did you say last inning? Efficiency?
Efficiency, yeah. 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Not bad.
Can he make it 3? The pitch to Richardson. Taken. Richardson ensures that it's not 3 pitches and 3 outs here in the fifth, but he does fall behind here 0-1. On the season, Richardson a 172 hitter for Grants Pass. The 0-1 dips low. Count is even to Richardson. If the game continues, Elijah Thompson is due up next for Grants Pass. Pitch from Hamilton. The 1-1 on the way is going to miss inside. Two-seamer inside against the right-hander. Not a bad location there for Hamilton. Just couldn't quite squeeze it in there. We'll see where he goes now on the 2-1. Similar location. This time gets the call. I think he might have gone off speed with that one. Regardless, there's 2 strikes on Richardson, and the Nuggets down to their final strike here in game 1 of a doubleheader. The 2-2. Looked at for ball 3. Fastball trying to find the outside part. Hamilton couldn't quite snatch it there. And the count runs full to Caden Richardson.
Good job all around. Looked like a good framing job from Takini, but also a good call by the ump.
3-2. Called strike 3. Hamilton pulls the string on Richardson and gets him looking to end the ball game. The Klamath Falls Falcons win our opener tonight 10-0. We'll be back in 2 minutes' time to recap this one for you and get you ready for game 2 this evening against the Grants Pass Nuggets. Back after this on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
What are the best words you can hear tonight?
Order ready for Susan?
And if you hear those words at Abby's, you know it's going to be a legendary meal. Your pizza is loaded with toppings to the edge, premium ingredients, and real cheese. Yeah, baby. Gather with friends, play some video games, and watch the big game on TV. That's made Abby's a legendary pizza tradition for generations. And when you're ready to hear those magic words,
Tom, your order's ready.
You know where to go. You're always welcome at Abby's.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Josh Eldridge and Walter Hartley back along with you tonight on 104.3 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. The Falcons win the opener against Grants Pass 10-0, and along with it are now officially your Area 4 League champions and have punched their ticket to the Oregon Single A State Tournament at North Bend High School. Let's go ahead and close the book on this one for you, though. 10 runs tonight for the Falcons come on 8 hits. They commit 1 error. For the Nuggets tonight, no runs on 2 hits. They commit 6 errors. The winning pitcher tonight, Corbin Hamilton, who pitched 5 innings, allowing just 2 hits and striking out 5 batters. For Grants Pass tonight, the loss goes to Lawson O'Leary, who pitched 3 2/3 innings, allowing 8 hits and 10 runs. 8 of them were earned. He walked 6 and struck out 2. Some offensive notables tonight for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Carson Sims was 2 for 2 with 2 runs scored tonight. Jacoby Takini was 1 for 2 with a run scored and 3 RBIs. Trustin Thomas had an RBI double on a 1 for 3 night with a run scored. Otherwise, Corbin Hamilton, Ian Meyer, Colin Takini, and Harley Hoblet each got 1 hit tonight for the Falcons as their record improves on the season to 30-3, 17-0 in conference play, and they can add a league title to their mantle. We've still got one more game to go, though, tonight at Kiger Stadium. If you're listening on the radio on 104.3 and 960 Sports, we're going to turn you back over to Fox Sports Radio for just a tad bit. If you're watching on the live stream, don't go anywhere. We're going to be live on this very same link in about 20 or so minutes on 104.3 and 960 Sports and MyBasin.com. My name is Josh Eldridge, my partner Walter Hartley, saying goodbye for now from Kiger Stadium. Welcome to or welcome back to Klamath Falls Falcons baseball on 104.3 and 960 Sports and on mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons ready for game number 2 of a doubleheader tonight as they take on the Grants Pass Nuggets here at home. Already crowned league champions earlier tonight, the Falcons look to keep on winning after a 10-0 victory earlier on this afternoon. We are just moments away from first pitch of our nightcap. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes, and when we come back, we'll introduce you to our starting lineups and get ready for first pitch on mybasin.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Wait, all I do is wait. So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been waiting forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice, I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Getting ready for some Falcons baseball tonight on 104.3, 960 Sports, and on mybasin.com. The Klamath Falls Falcons entering play today 17-0 in their league and 30-3 overall on the season. They've got the right-hander from Lost River High School, Colby Medeiros, on the bump tonight against Grants Pass.
Yeah, Colby Medeiros has faced 117 hitters, and through that volume, he's upheld a 0.61 ERA and a record of 5-0.
He's been very good this year for the Falcons. He'll go up against a Grants Pass order that goes like this, leading off their designated hitter, Gage Gamby. Lawson O'Leary's the shortstop. He bats second, followed by Justin Bertoli, the first baseman, hitting third. Byron Hill is pitching, batting cleanup. Landon Nash in center field, hitting fifth. Batting sixth is Sawyer Ordonis in left field. Lyric Anderton is the catcher, batting seventh. Hitting eighth is Caden Richardson at third base, and batting ninth is Elijah Thompson in right. The first pitch of the ball game at 7:30, right on time tonight here in Klamath Falls, is a ball, but the 1-0 pitch finds the zone. Count is 1-1 to Gage Gamby, who was 0 for 2 in our opener earlier tonight, had grounded out and flown out in 2 tries.
When you think of flashy pitchers, hold that.
Fly ball, shallow center field. Corbin Hamilton, the starting center fielder, moves on in tonight, makes the first catch and the first out of the ball game. Wanted to quickly introduce to you the Falcons defense tonight. Alongside Colby Medeiros on the hill, the other half of the battery is Jacoby Tacchini. Jacoby Nickerson is at third with Carson Sims at short and Max Rogers at second. PJ Safford is at first. Mason Snell in left, Corbin Hamilton in center, and Chase Barrett in right. Here's Lawson O'Leary at the dish for Grants Pass. First offering from Medeiros, looked at for a ball, 1-0.
When you think of flashy pitchers for the Falcons, you may think of Corbin Hamilton, PJ Safford, Colin Tacchini, but for the Falcons, they've turned to him second most on the team. He's pitched 34.2 innings, just 2 behind Colin Tacchini.
Yeah, he might not rack up the strikeouts like some of his other counterparts, but pitching to weak contact, that's certainly a role that pitchers can find themselves in and kind of carve out that niche. And here's another bouncer to third. Jacoby Nickerson this time with the play over to first. 2 up, 2 down here in the first inning. But we could see here even early, that's exactly what Medeiros is able to do, produce weak contact and just get outs as it brings up Justin Bernoulli.
Pretty efficient.
Bernoulli in the opener today was 0 for 2. He flew out and struck out in the first and fourth innings. Here's the pitch. Hit foul the opposite way. Count is 0-1 to Bernoulli. The Nuggets, for their part, enter play today 7-14 overall in the season. They've now lost 3 straight, although all against the Falcons. This series started back on Tuesday at Grants Pass. A 15-3 win for the Falcons, followed by an 18-1 win in Grants Pass. And then, of course, the opener today was a 10-0 win for Klamath Falls here at Kiger Stadium. The 1-1, a checked swing. Did he go around? The base umpire says no. And so the count is 2-1 to Bernoulli with the pitcher, Byron Hill, due up next. Colby Medeiros with the 2-1. Another weakly hit foul ball to the right side. Count is even, 2 balls and 2 strikes to Bernoulli. On the season, Justin Bernoulli is a 260 hitter for Grants Pass. Here's the pitch. Chopped foul. Count remains 2-2. 265 to be exact for Bernoulli. Actually has more extra base hits this season than he has singles.
Wow.
He's got 7 singles, 6 doubles, and 3 triples on the season. The 2-2 is going to miss low. 3-2 the count to Bernoulli.
Looks like a pretty speedy guy. Looks like he can leg out a triple.
Tenses up here in the 2-strike count, trying to shorten the stroke. Here's the 3-2. It misses in. Bernoulli works a walk this time, and it brings up Byron Hill.
You know, it's kind of interesting. In the prep season, I watched a lot of balls get out of here from the Henley team, and a lot of those same players are on this team, and only 2 of them have hit home runs this season.
Yeah, it's been tough to push a ball out of Kiger Stadium. We've only seen 2 home runs hit at this ballpark all season. And one of them was from a visitor. So here's the first pitch. It misses up and in to Byron Hill, 1-0.
I mean, even at the same ballparks that these same teams play at in the regular season or prep season, they still, even in Legion, they still don't hit as many.
1-0 the count right now to Hill. Medeiros moves over to first, but back safely is Bernoulli over there.
Is that a product of better pitching, you think?
I think maybe in some cases. In some cases, the guys who provide a lot of velocity to help balls get out might be playing AAA or otherwise as well. So you have the ball coming to you maybe with a little less velocity. We've seen a lot of balls get close to leaving the yard. We saw one earlier today, and even just a few extra miles an hour on a fastball might have helped that one get out. This counts now 1-2 after a swing and a miss to Byron Hill. So I think it's a combination of things. But, boy, we've still seen a ton of deep extra base hits from both of these teams this series. The 1-2 from Medeiros, line drive to short. Sims catches it on the fly, and that will end the first inning. The Nuggets get a 2-out base runner after the walk, but they leave scoreless as we go to the bottom half next on mybasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local community engaged.
Bottom of the first inning here in our nightcap at Kiger Stadium between the Falcons and the Grants Pass Nuggets. Starting pitcher on the hill for Grants Pass tonight is Byron Hill, who's making his third start of the season for Grants Pass. He's making his fourth overall appearance. Previously pitched 8 1/3 innings. He's got a 1-0 record. He's allowed 6 hits and 9 runs, although only 5 of them earned. He's walked 5 and struck out 5 in his 8 1/3, an ERA of 4.2. Still a pretty small sample size for him. The Nuggets rely predominantly on their top 3 arms. That's O'Leary, Nash, and O'Driscoll, who have each already pitched in this series. So the Nuggets looking to turn to guys tonight who might not have the most experience at this Legion level, but looking to get the job done this evening against the Falcons.
Yeah, another thing to keep in mind for the fans, if you didn't watch when we were at Grants Pass, we mentioned this before, but the Falcons have played 50% more games than the Nuggets have. So it's important to remember that while it may not seem like a lot of volume, it probably is more than it seems if you're used to the Falcons kind of volume.
You're right. This is game number 22 on the season for the Nuggets. For the Falcons, this is game number 34. And so quite a large disparity in playing time as Carson Sims gets ready to lead things off here for Klamath Falls tonight. Sims was 2 for 2 in the opener today. He reached base 3 times and scored 2 runs. Looking to lead things off in a positive way here for Klamath Falls tonight. Sims starting at shortstop. There's a couple of guys who are playing sort of out of position or maybe not in their typical home spots, but Sims in the leadoff spot playing shortstop. Nothing changes for him. He's followed in the order by the center fielder, Corbin Hamilton. Jacoby Takini is the catcher. He bats 30, and Myers, the designated hitter, batting 4th. Jacoby Nickerson is at third base, hitting 5th. P.J. Safford, the first baseman, bats 6th tonight. Chase Barrett's in right, Mason Snell's in left, and Max Rogers is at second.
Carson Sims, an on-base percentage of .492, so chances are he'll probably get on base.
Yeah, he's great in the leadoff spot this season for the Falcons. There was kind of a mid-spot there in the season, kind of when the Falcons took their trip to the Willamette Valley in late June, where Sims had sort of slid into a slump, but he's certainly come out of it. And here he sends a deep fly ball to left field. Sawyer Ordonez going back towards the track, but he's unable to bring it in. Sims is going to wind up at second standing with a lead-off double, and it brings up Corbin Hamilton. And there you go. Exactly what we talked about. Sims leading off this inning in a big way as Hamilton gets ready to step in. For Sims on the season, his 7th double. And here's Hamilton. Hamilton in our opener today was 1 for 1. He walked a couple of times, but he did come up with a base hit and scored a run in the 4th inning of our opener today. He also got the win on the hill, pitching 5 innings and striking out 6 batters.
Yeah, through 89 at-bats, he's a .427 hitter.
Tries to lay down a bunt, comes up with a foul ball, 0-1 the count.
With Carson Sims in scoring position, Corbin Hamilton has 27 RBIs. Well, that was before however many he got last game.
Did not get an RBI in the first game, although he did score a run, so still contributing to the offensive output. The 0-1 to Hamilton. Big cut, but a foul ball. Count is 0-2. After Hamilton in the order is Jacoby Takini for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Hamilton, that 420 plus average is good for fourth best on the team.
That's kind of crazy that you can hit .420 and still be the 4th best.
Ground ball to shortstop. Up with it is O'Leary. Got to be a tough play to make at first, but they just get Hamilton. Long stride down the first base line, but Hamilton is thrown out. In the meantime, Sims can advance to third, and it brings up Jacoby Takini. You make a good point about having such a high average, but still being kind of middle of the team in terms of hitting. I've said it once, I'll say it again. When your quote-unquote statistically worst hitter now as it stands is Trustin Thomas is batting .293, that is impressive. As a team, the Falcons hitting .389 this year. Wow. Jacoby Takini is going to take a pitch low and away there. The count is 1-0 for his part. Takini contributing a .462 average to the team this year, and leads by a wide margin in the RBI category, 58 on the season. Here, he lines one to center field. Nash is going back. That one is over his head, and he'll take a hop off the wall. Carson Sims going to jog in from third as Takini winds up with an RBI double, and the Falcons are on the board in the first inning.
Well, there's another one for Jacoby Takini.
59th RBI, 15th double. And Harley Hoblett's going to come in and run for him in scoring position as Ian Meyer gets set to step in now. Meyer, the designated hitter in this one.
Ian Meyer leads the team in batting average, 505. So he's hitting above 500. That means that chances are he's going to get a hit.
That pitch is called a strike to him. Count here is 0-1. Great at knocking in those runs, too. Second most on the team, 43 RBIs this season for Meyer, and a golden opportunity with Hoblett out there running. He's got good speed.
He also has a slugging percentage of 579.
Pitch to Meyer, called a strike. He is behind here, 0-2. We'll see how he approaches the rest of this bat against Byron Hill in the 0-2 count. Lyric Anderton, the catcher for Grants Pass tonight, will introduce you to the rest of the defense here in just a moment. The 0-2 home, Meyer fights it off foul. Count remains 0-2. Caden Richardson is at third. Lawson O'Leary at short. Hewlett is at second. Justin Bertoli at first. Sawyer Ordonez in left. Landon Nash in center. And Elijah Thompson in right for the Nuggets.
You were telling me that an OPS above 1 is pretty good?
That's really good. Hold that thought. Trying to move over to second, and the pitch, or the ball, I suppose, winds up in center field. And Hoblett, for his part, is going to wind up at third after the error. And so the Falcons able to take advantage there. And now a good spot for one of the team's best in RBIs, Ian Meyer with a runner at third. And you brought up his OPS. Yeah, 1.120 for Meyer.
Yeah.
That's second best on the team.
Behind whom?
Jacoby Takini's got 1.18. Meyer hits one down the line. If it stays fair, it's extra bases, and it does stay fair down the left field line. One run is going to score, and Meyer winds up at second with the RBI double, and the Falcons lead 2-0. RBI 44 for Ian, double number 8, and it adds to the lead in the bottom of the first for Jacoby Nickerson, due up now for the Falcons. Nickerson starting at third base tonight and bats from the left side for Klamath Falls. Runner at second is Meyer. Pretty sizable lead out there as Hill comes set and delivers home. Nickerson takes the first pitch inside, and the count is 1-0.
Jacoby Nickerson has an on-base percentage of around 500.
That's a crisp number.
Yeah.
Set on the hill is Hill. Now the pitch home. Ground ball up the middle, through and into center field, a base hit. They wave in Ian Meyer. The throw from Nash is cut off, and Meyer scores on the RBI single from Jacoby Nickerson. The Falcons' lead grows here in the first. It's now 3-0. Nickerson notching his 12th RBI of the season. And he'll stay there at first as P.J. Safford, the sixth batter to hit this inning, gets ready to step in. Only one out. It was when Hamilton grounded out, but 3 extra base hits this inning, plus the most recent single from Nickerson, have plated 3 runs in the first for the Falcons. Move over to first. Nickerson nearly caught flat-footed over there. A good move by Hill, but Nickerson is back safely as Safford gets ready for his first at-bat of this one. In the opener today, Safford was hitless, but he did have an RBI when he grounded out in the 4th inning. Here he rolls one out to the pitcher. Byron Hill is up with it. Throw to first is in time. And Nickerson advances to second on the ground out. In scoring position here for Chase Barrett. Barrett didn't get a chance to hit in the opener today, but he did run, and he scored a run in the game's opener today, or the doubleheader opener today, the 10-run win for the Falcons.
Chase Barrett, a 300 hitter. 300 exactly. He's got a slugging percentage of .425 and an on-base percentage of .442.
First offering on the way. He's going to miss low and away. Count is 1-0 to Barrett, starting in right field today for the Falcons. Mason Snell is due up next. Should the inning continue here for Barrett?
Chase Barrett, through 40 at-bats, has 11 RBI. So that means he gets an RBI about a quarter of the time he's up to bat.
This one gets by the catcher and will allow Nickerson to advance to third. And so now an even better chance at knocking in that run for Barrett, as a base hit would certainly do it, especially with how deep the outfield is playing now. Ordonez, the left fielder, shaded deep for Barrett, same in center and right. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Swung on and missed from Barrett. Might have been jammed there on the fastball. And the count is 2-1 to Chase. He is class of 27 for Henley High School. He'll be a senior next year. He's been kind of a player still searching out his role during the prep season, but hoping that he gets a much improved chance for his senior year coming up, as he's been used quite a bit as a courtesy runner and has been mixed in a lot of the back end of quite a few double headers in the outfield this season for the Falcons. Right now he's got 2 strikes on him. The pitch is in the dirt, but it's swung on and missed. A chance for Barrett to race down the line, but the catcher Anderton recovers in time. Toss on to Bernoulli on the drop. 3rd strike is there, and that'll do it in the 1st inning for the Falcons. But they score 3 runs on 4 hits. They leave a man stranded, and they carry a 3-run lead to the top of the 2nd next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Five, 6, and 7 due up this half inning for Grants Pass. It's the top of the 2nd, and they trail Klamath Falls 3-0. Colby Madero still out there working for the Falcons. He'll go through Landon Nash, Sawyer Ordonez, and Lyric Anderton. First pitch and a bouncer to the left side. Sims charging it at short. Fires a dart to Safford, and he picks it out of the dirt. Nice stretch there from PJ to get the first out here in the 2nd inning. Be interesting to see how...
He did play catcher for a little while, didn't he?
He did. I was... curious to see him. He hasn't played a lot of first base this year, but looked like a natural over there. And same with Hamilton in center, a guy who's played a lot of outfield, hasn't played a lot of center field this year. I'd even put Barrett in that conversation, a guy who's playing right field. He's typically used in left. Not that the angle makes that much of a difference, but with the way the sun is here at Kiger Stadium, it just might. Regardless, count is 0-1 to Sawyer Ordonez. Now a fly ball to the right side. That one's hugging the line, but it just bends foul. Count is 0-2.
That was so close.
It's only about maybe 2 feet past the line in foul territory. But Madero's doing a good job staying away from these hitters. Again, another example of some weak contact being produced there. We'll see where he goes, working ahead of Sawyer Ordonez. 0-2 in the count. Madero's out of the windup. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. Goes off speed and gets the swing and the miss. 2 outs in the 2nd. Here's Lyric Anderton. Didn't see Anderton in the opener today, although he did play in the nightcap of the game in Grants Pass, finished 0-2 in that contest. Here he's starting as the catcher. The pitch to Anderton. Fly ball, shallow center field, playable for the shortstop Sims, and he makes the catch. 3 up, 3 down in the 2nd, and the Falcons go to the bottom half with a 3-run lead on mybasin.com.
When your care feels complicated, you need someone who won't back away. At Heartfelt, they are known for taking on the cases others won't. Complex, high-risk, and deeply personal situations that deserve real attention. They specialize in minimally invasive procedures, helping you heal faster and get back to your life, your family, your work. And they are here for the long term, not just one visit. No referrals needed, just care that truly shows up for you. Visit heartfeltobgyn.com or call 541-205-6890. Heartfelt OBGYN, expert care when it matters most.
At Pacific Power, we can't predict the future, but we're preparing for every possibility. With more extreme weather year-round, we're investing in an energy system ready for what comes next. By strengthening the grid, using smart infrastructure, and drawing from our diverse energy resources, we're not just powering today. We're designing an energy system that's built to weather tomorrow. Energy that makes powering your greatness possible.
Mason Snell, Max Rogers, and Carson Sims do up this half inning for the Falcons as they look to expand upon their 3-run lead they built out in the first. Byron Hill still out there for the Nuggets. Got hit around pretty good in the first. 3 extra base hits for the Falcons in the opening frame led to those 3 runs. All right, looks like we're about ready to go. Mason Snell taking his first at-bat of the night. He started the opener in left field as well, but was designated hit for. Snell getting to take his own swings here in the nightcap. It'll be his first chance against Byron Hill.
Snell through 23 at-bats is a .348 hitter. He has a slugging percentage of .391 and an on-base percentage of an even .500.
First pitch to Snell. Misses low and away. Count is 1-0. Class of 28 for the Mazama Vikings. Here's the offering from Byron Hill. The 1-0 is hit to right field. Thompson moving over a few steps, able to find his spot and make the catch for the first out in the second inning.
Good contact, hit the opposite way. Just right to the guy.
So with 1 out in the inning, brings up Max Rogers. Rogers batting in the 9th spot here today. A similar situation for him as was Mason Snell in the opener. Rogers did not play in the opener, although he did get used as a courtesy runner and scored a run in the opener tonight.
Yeah, that is a good point. He has scored 28 runs through 32 at-bats, although I have to imagine some of those runs would have been as a pinch runner.
Almost all of them, yeah, he uses either a pinch or a courtesy runner. He plays in almost every game, but that's been a lot of his role. So good to see him get a start here, and excited to see him take a few at-bats. The 1-0 pitch to Rogers is fouled off. The count is 1-1. And for a lot of these players that are batting in the bottom of the order tonight, good chance to get some reps heading into the state tournament. We know after that league championship, league championship clinching win earlier today, the Falcons are destined for a state title or a state tournament bid in North Bend. Tournament runs next week, Wednesday through Sunday, and it seems like the Falcons might be playing an early game on Wednesday. The bracket's still yet to be fully determined yet, but it's looking like it's going to be an early start to the tournament for the Falcons on Wednesday. The 1-2 pitch to Rogers is going to miss upstairs. 2-2 the count to him. The lineup turns over next. Sorry, go ahead, Walter.
We say bottom of the lineup, trying to get them experience, but Max Rogers still hits .344.
Yeah, I mean, even these guys, everyone is productive up and down this lineup for sure. There's no doubt about that. But even still, just trying to get those reps as Rogers ducks out of the way of the 2-2. The count runs full to him against Byron Hill. Rogers stays wide in the box. Crouches down, keeps a small zone. Now the 3-2 home. He's going to miss upstairs to Rogers. A 1-out walk collected, and it brings up Carson Sims. Sims doubled and scored in the first inning. Looking for more of the same from him as he gets ready to step in for the second time tonight against Byron Hill. Rogers aboard at first. Good speed over there. See if the Falcons get creative with Max on base. And Sims, who he can put the bat to the ball, can be used in hit-and-run situations with confidence. They move over to Rogers at first. Bernoulli applies the tag, but Rogers is back safe.
Sims is hitting almost 400 through 105 at-bats. 105 at-bats, you got to think that really makes you better.
Especially at this level. I mean, he swings and misses there. The count is 0-1. We talked about it a little bit in the opening game, but just the amount of reps that you get playing in the summer, it just is. You can't really put it into exact words how much better it makes you playing just that many more reps than the kid who's standing next to you when you go back to high school ball Rogers on the move, slides in safely to second, and he swipes the bag here with 1 out in the second, gives Sims an RBI opportunity here in the second inning. And we see it with everybody who plays on this team, and you even see it when guys who play on these Grants Pass teams and North Jackson and North and South Medford. The amount of reps and the experiences you get are just irreplaceable as that pitch misses inside, 2-1.
That's got to make you feel like a seasoned vet playing with other high school students.
By the time that you get to this point in the season, yeah, I mean, you just become a full-on ball player, and you bring that with you back to the prep season. The 2-1 misses outside, 3-1 to Sims. Corbin Hamilton is on deck for the Falcons. Sims putting up a good at-bat here. Works it into his favor, 3-1. Hill's going to have to offer up something meaty for Sims here. Hill checks on the runner at second. Now the pitch home. That one is going to find the inside of the zone, if not a touch off the inside part of the plate. The count is 3-2 to Carson Sims.
Just a touch, as in it almost touched him.
Yeah. Sims watches Rogers take a huge lead out at second. The 3-2 is rolled down the line at third, but I believe Sims fouled it off his foot. And so he'll walk that one off. I make sure he's okay, as that's a foul ball, of course.
He definitely got jammed on that pitch. You know, he had to swing at it because the one before it was called inside.
That's what they call it, protecting the plate. Sims doing a good job there to at least stick around to see another, even if that front foot might be a bit weaker than it was. But he's a tough kid. If there's one thing I know about Sims, if you're going to take him out of the ball game, it's kicking and screaming. So he's going to dig back into that right-handed batter's box and prepare again for the 3-2. Here's the pitch. He hits a line drive to center field, squared that one up nicely, and it should score Rogers as they wave him in at third. The throw in is cut off, and an RBI single for Carson Sims. The Falcons' lead grows 4-0.
I think the moral of the story is don't make Carson Sims mad. He'll make you pay.
That was a nicely squared up line drive. One of the harder hit balls we've seen, even including the extra base hits that we've seen so far. That one was just hit on a rope, and for Sims, knocking in a run there, knocking in his 27th RBI of the season. And here's Corbin Hamilton with 1 out and a runner on. Byron Hill pitches. Sims looks to take second. The throw down is a good one, but Sims uses his speed to dive in safely. Another stolen base for Carson, and he's into scoring position here for Corbin Hamilton. Sims, who leads the team in stolen bases, just added number 16 there.
Wow.
Here's the 1-0. Hamilton now looking to bunt, but pulls back in time and works ahead 2-0. Hamilton, if he gives himself up here, it would put Jacoby Takini in an RBI position.
Hamilton is batting 4th on the team with a .427 batting average through 89 at-bats.
Line drive, right field, base hit for Hamilton. Sims is going to score with ease, and Hamilton, an RBI single, grows the lead even further. 5-0 Falcons in the second inning. After that RBI for Corb, notch number 28 on the summer, brings up Jacoby Takini. He's already got an RBI tonight. It came on a double in the first inning. And before we get there, this will spur a meeting on the mound for the Grants Pass pitching coach and the rest of the Nuggets infield. And as they take a moment, we'll take a moment as well to remind you to support some of the corporate sponsors of this year's Klamath Falls Falcons teams. Corporate sponsors like the Eisler Group, Howard's Meat Center, Roofmax of Oregon, Bogate Construction, and Ed Staub & Sons and Fast Break. Those businesses support the Klamath Falls Falcons and all the things that they do all year long, from equipment to being able to run concessions here to making sure the Falcons can make a safe trip to the state tournament for which they punched their ticket to the coast coming up next week, to, heck, maybe even after a good showing at that tournament, moving on to Casper, Wyoming at the regional, see if they can't recapture that opportunity again this year. And all that is thanks in large part to the wonderful corporate sponsors here at Kiger Stadium and of the Klamath Falls Falcons.
Gotta say, I love a good fast break. Before every game, gotta get a cold Gatorade and a snack. Well, for you, an energy drink. For me,
it's always the Monster. It's the Viking Berry. I got turned on to that a couple of years ago. That's like a pregame ritual for me now, is the Viking Berry Monster drink. Here's the first pitch to Takini. Runner is on the move. Hamilton going to get in without a throw into scoring position now. Still with 1 out in the inning for Jacoby Takini. The other thing that I'll sometimes mix in, the cookie dough Twix. It's become a fixture for me.
Don't you also like the one Reese's?
Fly ball right side. Shallow right field. Tough ball for anyone to get to. And, in fact, the second baseman, Hewlett, overruns it. That's going to allow Hamilton to advance to third. He was kind of camping out by second, waiting for that ball to be caught. But once it hit the deck, was able to advance to third. Takini is aboard. Hoblet will run for him. That goes in the book as a single for Takini. So he's 2 for 2 tonight, and it brings up Ian Meyer with runners at the corners and 1 out. There's lots of different Reese's, Walter. Which one are you talking about?
It's Reese's, not Reese's.
Reese. Okay, there's lots of different peanut butter candy out there.
Well, that's the debate. I'm just trying to bait you into debating me about that.
Oh, that's what you were doing. Okay. No, it's cookie dough Twix all the way.
All right.
It's nice and salty. Mouth-watering thinking about it.
Okay.
Here's the pitch. Hoblet on the move. Pitch is called a strike. They pump fake the throw down to Hoblet, but no throw comes. He's into second safely. Hamilton remains at third. And 2 men in scoring position for Ian Meyer, second on the team in RBIs with 44 this season, including 1 earlier today on the double. The 0-1 to Meyer, hit the opposite way, settles down in front of Thompson for a base hit. They're going to wave in Hoblet as the ball gets behind the right fielder. Meyer digging for 2, and he is in there as the Falcons add 2 more on that hit. And going to call it a hit plus an error. So Meyer going to get 2 RBIs for that effort and wind up at second, and it will bring up Jacoby Nickerson. So Meyer knocking in both runs gets him the RBIs. He advances to second on the error. And so here's Nickerson. The first pitch swung on and missed. Count is 0-1. Nickerson is 1 for 1 so far tonight, though, singled in the first and knocked in a run there as well. Score now 7-0 Falcons here in the second as Nickerson takes strike 2. And with 1 out in the inning still, after that first out was recorded off the bat of Mason Snell, it's been 5 straight base runners for the Falcons, including 4 consecutive singles. Of course, Max Rogers walked in there, and he came around to score earlier this inning. Singles from Sims, Hamilton, Takini, and then Meyer have allowed this lead to balloon up to 7. It's a 1-2 count to Jacoby Nickerson. The pitch is waved and missed. Chase, the outside pitch, goes down on strikes, and it brings up P.J. Safford.
P.J. Safford has gotten the short end of the stick a couple times today. He, I don't know. You watch the plays, you look at the stats, and you're like, okay, this guy's pretty good. But then you watch him play, and it's like everything that can go wrong sometimes goes wrong.
That was another example. Ducked out of the way of a pitch that was going to hit him, and I think it hit his bat. So he's going to fall behind here 0-1. And he's 0-4-1 today. Hit one right back to the pitcher on an excuse-me swing in the first inning. Trying to settle back in. See if he can't join the rest of his teammates and square one up here. The 0-1 is bounced foul. Count is 0-2 to Safford at the plate. Had something kind of unique that I hadn't really seen before in the first game, where he hit the ball so darn hard off the foul cut of the grass that it bounced back into fair territory so hard and right at the first baseman. It was like he didn't have a hit, then you thought he might have a hit, and then it went away again. It was such a roller coaster. The 0-2 bounced to first again. Another chance on the right side for Bernoulli, and he takes it to the bag. And that'll do it in the second inning. But the Falcons add 4 and lead by 7 as we go to the top half of the third next on MyBasin.com.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck, yes. That'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
Caden Richardson, Elijah Thompson, and Gage Gamby do up this half inning for the Grants Pass Nuggets. Working against Colby Medeiros, who's been efficient so far tonight, although still a small sample size. At this point, though, Colby has quite the lead to work with, 7-0, and the Falcons lead as he gets ready to face Caden Richardson. In the opener tonight, Richardson was 0 for 2, couple of strikeouts in the second and fifth innings. He was the final out of the ball game that allowed the Falcons to clinch the Area 4 League Championship. Medeiros ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. Misses down and in. Count is 1-0 to Richardson. On the season, batting 174 for Grants Pass coming into this contest. Here's the delivery from Medeiros. 1-0. Just misses. Maybe low, maybe outside. Regardless, the count is 2-0 to Richardson. Medeiros delivers. This one is a ground ball out at second. It skips off of Rogers' glove and into right field on what will likely be scored a hit, and the first one of the night for Grants Pass. Nice piece of opposite field hitting there for Richardson. Gets them a base runner and brings up Elijah Thompson. Thompson getting ready to dig in here for Grants Pass. On the season for him, a .375 hitter. He's only got one extra base hit. It's a triple. And he has 6 RBIs this season for the Nuggets. First pitch to Thompson. He's going to miss inside. Count is 1-0. After Thompson, the lineup turns over for Grants Pass. Gage Gamby is on deck. Chance to get on the board, though, after the leadoff single. And a taken strike there from Elijah Thompson. And the count is even 1-1. Thompson from Hidden Valley High School, class of 2028 for the Mustangs. The 1-1. Fisted foul, 1-2. Mustangs make up the majority of this roster. Got a couple of North Valley guys, 3 to be exact, a couple of Rogue River as well. But the coaching staff also made up of Hidden Valley High School coaches. As the 1-2 swung on and missed, Elijah Thompson down on strikes for the first out in the third for Medeiros, his second strikeout tonight. And it brings up Gage Gamby, who's 0 for 1 this evening, as he bats with 1 gone in the third and a runner at first. Gamby on the evening batting .414 for the Nuggets on the season. Only 2 RBIs, although hitting at the top of the order, maybe not as much opportunity with runners on as some of his other teammates, but certainly an opportunity here to try at least to move him over in the third inning as he takes ball 1 here, 1-0. Gamby flew out to center field to lead off the ball game. Decent lead for Richardson off of first as Medeiros looks at him. He takes a half step back, and this pitch is hit weakly into shallow right field. Going to be tough for anyone to get to, but Rogers backpedaling is able to make the catch.
And there's some redemption for Max Rogers. Although the first play that happened, it wasn't necessarily his fault.
Yeah, that was a hard hit ball to him that he just couldn't quite get over to. That's why it was ruled a hit instead of an error. But this time Rogers backpedaling, kind of dangerous there with Barrett running in, but they were able to communicate, avoid a collision, and make the catch. And at the end of the day, that's all you're after. Brings up Lawson O'Leary here for the Nuggets. The first pitch is called a strike. 0-1 to Lawson, who's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He grounded out in the first inning.
You know, we talk about stats so much. Do you think the players themselves actually care about their own stats?
You know, I think some probably do, and some probably don't look at their stats until the end of the season. But I think for our boys, knowing what I know about them, I'm sure they're pretty locked into the numbers. This group seems to really find that kind of stuff important, which isn't to say anything about them per se, but just knowing the boys on this team, they like to look at that stuff. The 0-2 misses outside. 1-2 here to O'Leary. I mean, it helps us kind of round out a ball player. It's interesting because baseball statistics, it's such a statistical game, but at the end of the day, see ball, hit ball, statistics can only mean so much. The 1-2 on the way to O'Leary. It is a line drive, right field, and a base hit. Richardson's going to pull up safely at second, and a 2-out base runner moves him into scoring position. It brings up Justin Bertoli.
If you have a higher batting average than someone that you're in an argument with, are you bringing that up?
Every time. Doesn't matter what the number is.
Yeah. I'm hitting 219. You're hitting 218.
Like I said, I led my high school team in hits by pitch. I let everyone know about that stat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Justin Bernoulli digging in here with Richardson at second, O'Leary at first. Madero's trying to get out of this inning, keeping the shutout intact, trying to keep his team up by 7 runs. Here's the pitch. That one called a ball. Misses off the plate away. 1-0. Bernoulli walked his first time up in the first inning. In our opener today, Bernoulli was 0 for 2 with a flyout and a strikeout. The 1-0 pitch from Maderos. In the zone for a strike on the inside part just beneath the hands of Bernoulli. Count as a ball and a strike with Byron Hill due up next for Grants Pass. Maderos set, takes a look at the runner at second, Richardson. Decent lead out there, and the 1-1 home is going to miss upstairs, 2-1. Bernoulli from North Valley High School. He's going to be a senior this coming academic year for the Knights. Bernoulli checks his swing, sends a bouncer towards the Nuggets dugout. Look out. I think Coach made a play on it. Way to go.
You know, fans bring their gloves to the stands in the game. Why don't coaches bring their gloves?
The players got to protect them. That's on the players. Stick a glove out there. Stick a hat out there. We got a couple kids up there. The 2-2. Check swing. Got him. Down goes Bernoulli for strike 3 swinging in the third, and that'll get Maderos out of a little bit of trouble. The Falcons retain a 7-run lead as we go to the bottom half of the third next on mybasin.com.
There's something special about this place. It's more than the quiet mornings and the open skies. It's more than the scenery. It's the people. Around here, people still wave when you pass by. They check in when something's wrong. They show up when it matters. At Sage Credit Union, we're proud to live and work in a region that believes in each other. A place where neighbors lend a hand, small businesses thrive, and generosity runs deep. We believe that being part of a community means giving back to it, not just with dollars, but with time, effort, and heart. That's why our employees earn paid volunteer time. That's why you'll see us at food drives, fundraisers, and the local fair. We show up for our community. This isn't just where we work. This is where we live, where we give, and where we grow. Right here, in the coffee shop, at the fundraiser, and in our local branch. At Sage Credit Union, we've found our people. We'll see you around town.
Chase Barrett, Mason Snell, Max Rogers due up in the bottom half of inning number 3. It's the bottom third of the Falcons order as they lead the Grants Pass Nuggets a score of 7-0 tonight at home. It is the penultimate night of home baseball for the Falcons this year. They've got one more home date. It's Sunday against Central Point. Final games of the regular season, final games of the league season.
Well, the Falcons are really making it count tonight because they've put on a show so far.
They put on a show every time at home. I don't know if you got a chance to go downstairs, but we had quite a few folks in attendance tonight. Probably one of the bigger crowds I've seen all year downstairs, which is pretty great.
I can hear them.
Yeah. It's great to see people back and livening up the stands at Kiger Stadium again.
Yeah, it's good to see the community out and about, too. Ever since COVID, when the Gems were here, I remember everyone in town would be at these games. It would be the talk of the town, you know. And then, after COVID, I don't know if we've had any talk of the town since then, but the Falcons can be the talk of the town. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, with the kind of impact that they made last year growing the attendance, it's continued this season. There's a lot of support for this young ball club here in the Basin, and we love to see it as Chase Barrett takes strike 1 on the inner third there, falls behind. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He struck out earlier this ball game against Byron Hill, still out there working for Grants Pass. Here's the 0-1 pitch to Barrett, checks his swing, but rolls one out to the pitcher. Hill comes off the mound, but then throws to first, and there's one out in the third.
This is exactly what happened to P.J. Safford earlier.
Yeah, there's been a couple of those kind of oopsie-daisy swings for the Falcons tonight, but got a 7-run lead. There's worse things that could happen. Mason Snell getting ready to step in now for the Falcons. He's 0 for 1 tonight, flew out to right field in the second inning.
Yeah, the Falcons have won their league championship. They're headed to state. I think the most important thing right now is keeping everyone healthy.
Pitch called a strike. Count 0-1. Yeah, you make a good point. That's actually something the Falcons have been blessed with for the most part this year, is their good health. A couple of guys have missed a handful of games, but it's all been with kind of nagging injuries. A pulled muscle here, a bruise there, soreness, things like that. No one's had to miss a significant amount of time this year, knock on wood. 1-1 count to Mason Snell. That pitch is fouled back. Count is 1-2 to Snell, with Max Rogers due up next.
Oh, it hit that moving truck.
Oh!
There was a truck trying to get out of the parking lot, and it hit him in the driver's side window.
Moving target. That's like when you try to hit the golf cart at Topgolf. 1-2 count to Mason Snell. Here's the pitch. In the dirt.
Oh.
Counts 2-2. You should get a hot dog for that one. That's pretty impressive to hit a moving truck in the parking lot.
Isn't that a scene in Happy Gilmore?
It's probably. Count is 2-2. Bouncer to the left, and it is foul. Count remains 2-2. Hamilton wins the race to the baseball. Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right, Snell putting up a good fight up there. The right-handed batter's box. Got 2 strikes on him, but still hanging around. Pitch is on the way. Snell lifts one into the air, shallow right field. That's tough to get to. Placed perfectly for a base hit for Mason Snell. And a 1-out single brings up Max Rogers. Just placed that one beautifully between the first baseman, second baseman, and right fielder.
Rogers, again, a .344 hitter through 32 at-bats, now 33.
Walked earlier today, came in and scored a run in the second inning. Now a chance with a runner on and 1 out. Middle infield for Grants Pass, going to try to turn 2, although with the speed in the right-handed batter's box, going to be tough. And frankly, even with the speed at first, could be tough with Mason Snell running around out there. They're going to move over to first, check on him. A nice job by Bernoulli to get down and block that ball, as it almost got away from him. But
Rogers has a .512 on-base percentage.
First pitch to him here. Called a ball. Missed up and away. Must have been upstairs. Count is 1-0 to Max. After him in the order, it's Carson Sims, who's due up next. All right. Hill takes a look around. Takes note of the lead Snell has. Takes an extra half step off the bag as Hill comes set. Now the 1-0. Rogers hits it the opposite way towards right field, but Thompson is up with it, makes the catch. The throw to first to try to get Snell is not going to be there. And he is able to get back there safely. After the fly out, it brings up Carson Sims. Sims 2 for 2 tonight. A double and a single. An RBI and 2 runs scored for Carson. He's certainly left an impact on this game so far tonight. The Falcons lead 7-0. Have been kept off the board here in the third after scoring 3 in the first and 4 in the second. Sims takes strike 1 over the heart of the plate. He falls behind here. After Sims in the order, if the inning continues, it's Corbin Hamilton.
Sims is third on the team in total bases with 51 so far.
The 0-1 hits it high behind home plate, foul. Carson has 2 strikes on him. He's hit the ball well so far today to go along with a 2 for 2 night in our nightcap. He was also 2 for 2 in the opener and had 2 runs scored then as well. The 0-2 to Carson Sims. Hill delivers. That one misses wide, gets away from the catcher, and the wild pitch will allow Snell to advance into scoring position. And now Sims with a bona fide RBI chance with 2 outs in the inning. Snell with good speed. A base hit should score him.
Heck yeah. That's ball.
I don't know if that made it to the broadcast, but the boys from the dugout, the largest supporters of themselves, which I feel like you got to be, right?
Got to be.
The 1-2, the count to Sims, the pitch, curveball behind him, and that's going to allow Snell to advance to third.
That's why I think they should do softball chants in baseball. That may be a hot take, but they sounded pretty good just then.
They did. Yeah, I think there's a small part of the boys who probably want to do chants, but they can't tell their teammates about it. That's like something that's an inside thought.
Sure. Fair enough.
Snell at third, a 2-2 count at the plate to Carson Sims. And there's 2 outs in the third inning, a game in which the Falcons lead 7-0. Sims trying to put up a good battle up there. 2-strike pitch, lifted to right center field. Coming in is the center fielder Nash. He's called off by the right fielder Thompson. And Thompson is the one to make the catch and end the inning. The Falcons get a runner to third, but leave him there. They carry a 7-run lead to the top half of the fourth next on mybasin.com.
At Geno's on East Main Street, we're always ready for sports season.
And now is a perfect time to connect with us.
We're open every morning at 6:30, serving simply good food
for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
We offer breakfast burritos and burgers all day, Italian family recipes,
monthly specials, amazing desserts, and of course, your choice of cold or hot beverages.
Call 884-6474 right now to place a food order for pickup or use DoorDash delivery.
Or best of all, come dine in with us.
Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Check out our full menu and all our activities at ilovegenos.com. Geno's on East Main, simply good food.
Klamath Falls Falcons lead the Grants Pass Nuggets tonight 7-0 at Kiger Stadium. Let's check the line score for our 2 teams tonight as the Falcons have got their 7 runs on 9 hits. They've committed no errors for Grants Pass tonight. No runs, 2 hits, 2 errors for the Nuggets. They lead off with Byron Hill, Landon Nash, and Sawyer Ordonez. Colby Madero's still out there working for the Falcons this evening. He's been pretty efficient so far tonight. The third inning got himself into a little bit of trouble, a runner in scoring position, but he was able to get out of that without allowing a run to score. And so now Hill to lead things off. The 1-0 to Hill, ripped to left field, but Snell hardly has to move a step as he puts that line drive away for the first out in the 4th inning. Nash getting ready to step in now. Landon Nash tonight 0 for 1. He grounded out in the 2nd inning of this one. And in the opener, Nash was also 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a ground out. Getting set to face Maderos for the 2nd time tonight. Takes his time getting to the batter's box, but it looks like we're ready to go. Nash hits here from the left side. And the pitch from Maderos. Rolled over foul. The count is 0-1. Landon Nash got a chance to, I believe, throw a little bit in the opener for Grants Pass against Klamath Falls. Nash was the losing pitcher in the opening game of this series. Pitched 3 1/3 innings, allowing 15 runs on 12 hits and striking out 3 batters. The count to him now is 0-2. Here's the pitch from Maderos, and that one is going to miss in. Counts a ball and 2 strikes to Landon Nash with Sawyer Ordonez on deck. All right. Maderos ready to go here with the 1-2. Here it comes. That one is a line drive into center field. And a 1-out single for Landon Nash. He's aboard for Sawyer Ordonez. Taking a look at Ordonez. Tonight he's 0 for 1. And on the season for Grants Pass, Ordonez is a... just had him. There we go. A .333 hitter for the Nuggets so far this season. 1 extra base hit, 5 RBIs. A very small lead at first for Landon Nash as that ball is rolled out in front of home plate, but then had enough spin on it to curl foul. And so Ordonez gets a second chance here. He'll be down in the count 0-1. Lyric Anderton is due up next for Grants Pass. Middle of the Falcons infield, ready for a double play. Corners playing even with their bags as Medeiros comes set with the 0-1. The pitch hit foul towards the right side. No moving truck to catch up with that one, and the count's 0-2.
You know, in that first foul ball, Jacoby Dakini really popped up quickly. I feel like if I were behind the plate for games and games and games on end, I don't know if I'd be able to pop up that quickly.
I know for a fact I wouldn't be able to. I mean, we talk about it a lot throughout the season, but the fact that he's able to catch both legs of a doubleheader pretty much every time out, it's just something the Falcons don't even really have to think twice about. And here, on a 1-2 pitch, Ordonez goes down looking on the outside fastball. Medeiros gets the strikeout, and for him, his 4th of the evening, and it brings up Lyric Anderton. But, I mean, even like we saw in the first game, you know, catching a runner stealing, it's another thing that he does so well. We talked about it. Just takes the weight off the pitcher to have to worry about runners on. I mean, the Falcons pitchers throw over to first way less than anybody else we play against because they rely on Dakini to be able to get that out.
Well, we give Jacoby Dakini his flowers, but he certainly earns them.
Pitch to Anderton is called a strike. The count is 0-1. Anderton popped out his first chance up today, out to shortstop. That was in the second inning. Nash is aboard at first, takes an extra half-step lead with 2 outs in the inning. The 0-1 pitch missed. Count is 1-1. It must have. Count is 1-1 to Anderton. Caden Richardson is on deck for Grants Pass if the inning continues. 7-0, the Falcons lead, top of the 4th inning. Here's the pitch from Medeiros. It's taken outside and probably upstairs. No question about that ball call. It's 2-1 to Lyric Anderton. On the season, Anderton, a 158 hitter. All 3 of his hits this season have been singles. 3 hits in 19 tries. As the move over to first to try to get Nash is going to take Safford off the base. No chance at a tag there. And again, it's a 2-1 count to Anderton at the plate. Anderton is class of 2027 at North Valley. He takes a strike on the outer third. Good placement for the fastball from Medeiros. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. A runner on the top of the 4th inning, and the Falcons lead the Nuggets. Medeiros set. He delivers home. Runner on the move. The throw down is on the money, and Dakini extinguishes Nash to get out of the 4th inning. We'll be right back with the bottom half next in a 7-run ball game on MyBasin.com.
Come on in. Hey, I'm Jason with Elevate Physical Therapy, Fitness, and Performance, and just a little bit about us. So we started in March of 2020, opened right before COVID hit. It's been a wild ride. So one of the things I'm super passionate about is this idea of being guides, and or think about like a map and compass. If you think about our job as physical therapists is to take a person who's had an injury and help them kind of go from point A to point B. And everybody's journey is different. It's never a straight line. It's nice to have someone that's been there, that's walked that path before many times. And so we see it as our honor and privilege to be able to walk with patients through those little steps along the way of getting back to doing the things they love. So to get a hold of us at Elevate, you can call our number at 541-887-2030. Check out our website, elevateptfp.com. Or check us out on Instagram, shoot us a message.
Corbin Hamilton, Jacoby Dakini, Ian Meyer do up this half inning for the Klamath Falls Falcons as they continue to take on the Grants Pass Nuggets here tonight at Kiger Stadium. It's a 7-0 ball game. Hamilton, Dakini, and Ian Meyer do up this half.
If there is any silver lining to the smoke in the air, the sunsets are beautiful.
Get a little of the pink out there, the fiery sky. By the way, it looks like we're going to have some swaps here for the Falcons in this half inning. Hunter Glidden going to be swinging the bat here for the Falcons. Take a look here at the statistics on Hunter Glidden getting his first at-bat of the night, hitting in the spot of Corbin Hamilton and likely taking over for him defensively in center field too. Glidden on the season is batting .286 for Klamath Falls. Here's the pitch to Glidden. First pitch taken for a strike. The count is 0-1. Looks like Takini is still on deck, but things could also change with the DH due up after him too, so we'll see exactly. The 0-1 to Glidden is swung on and missed. Count is 0-2.
Well, Hunter Glidden is batting .273. He has a slugging percentage of .409, which isn't the last on the team.
And he pretty much splits up his base hits and extra base hits, although for this point, he goes down swinging at strike 3, 7th time he struck out this year, and it brings up Jacoby Takini for the Falcons. They lead 7-0 here in the bottom half of inning number 4. Takini 2 for 2 tonight. A double in the first and an RBI. A single in the second, no RBI there. Each time he was courtesy ran for and came in to score a run. Here he sends a fly ball to second base. Hewlett makes kind of a tough catch running backwards, but he tucks it away for the second out here in the 4th.
Good play. Can't take anything away from him there. Sorry, Josh.
No, you're absolutely right. That was a tough ball to read and a tough catch to make by Hewlett. So second out in the inning, and it brings up Colin Takini, who's hitting here in the DH spot instead of Ian Meyer, who exits the game after going 2 for 2 with a double, a single, and 3 RBIs. First pitch to Colin Takini. He waves and misses. Count is 0-1. Colin getting his first at-bat in the nightcap, but in the opener finished 1 for 2. Had a single and a run scored in the 4th inning of that game. The 0-1 to Colin, fouled back, 0-2. And on deck, looks like it's still Jacoby Nickerson in the circle for the Falcons. All right, Hill making quick work, though. 2 strikes on the hitter and already 2 outs in the inning. Here's the pitch to Takini, misses upstairs, 1-2. Colin on the season is batting .367 for Klamath Falls. Here's the 1-2 from Hill. That one called, strike 3 on the inside part. Hill sets down the Falcons in order in the 4th, and we go to the 5th in a 7-run ball game on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever. Wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face. I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
Seven, 8, 9 due up this half inning for the Nuggets. It's Lyric Anderton, Caden Richardson, and Elijah Thompson. Unless there's any changes for the Nuggets, it's still Colby Medeiros working out there for the Falcons. All right. Anderton 0 for 1 so far tonight. He flew out in the second inning of this one. Medeiros working briskly out there. He's been efficient thus far. We'll check the line score on him as he begins his 5th inning of this start. For Colby so far tonight, through 4 innings pitched, 3 hits, 4 Ks, 1 walk, no runs. Only 55 pitches as well. Fairly efficient work. Medeiros falls behind. Count is 1-0 to Lyric Anderton. He got to see Medeiros for a couple of pitches at the tail end of the 4th inning, but that was before Takini caught Landon Nash trying to swipe second. And so even though Anderton got about 5 or 6 pitches into his at-bat, gets a fresh count here against Medeiros, but the count's even 1-1. Now the pitch is swung on and missed. Anderton chased the upstairs heat, and the count's a ball and 2 strikes. Here's the offering from Medeiros. The 1-2 is going to bounce to the plate. 2-2. The count to Anderton. Like I said, a product of North Valley High School, team rejoining the Skyline Conference next year. Very excited about the team from Merlin joining the league. The 2-2 hit foul. Might be playable for Safford. No, that's out of play. Count remains 2-2.
Colby Medeiros, I think a triple sport athlete. He plays football as well, yeah?
He does. He does play football, basketball, baseball for Lost River High School. Initially attended Bonanza in his first couple years and then transferred to Lost River. That pitch is called. Strike 3 on the outside against Anderton. Back-to-back Ks in the book, at least, dating back to the 4th inning, and 5 on the day total for Colby. And having an effective day as it brings up Caden Richardson. Now, Richardson 1 for 1 in the ball game tonight. He singled in the 3rd inning. Richardson was left stranded in scoring position in that inning. It was his first hit of the day after striking out both times in the first game. He takes a strike there, and the count is 0-1. After Richardson in the order is Elijah Thompson. The Falcons lead 7-0 in the top of this 5th inning. The 0-1 waved at and missed. 0-2. Medeiros doing a good job working away from the right-handed hitters tonight. Here's the offering. Colby to Richardson is another outside fastball, this time lifted into the air to right field. Barrett moves underneath it, makes the catch, and 2 gone in the 5th. I believe that's still Chase Barrett out there, and right? Yeah,
yes,
that is him, right? Hunter Glidden did take over in center, but so far that's the only change for the Falcons thus far. Snell in left, Nickerson still at 3rd, Rogers still at 2nd, Safford still at 1st. Everyone else stays the same. Here's Elijah Thompson, the right fielder for the Nuggets, 0 for 1 tonight, struck out in the 3rd inning. Medeiros with the pitch. Knee high, might have been just below the knees, over the plate. Count is 1-0 to Elijah Thompson. Gage Gamby is due up next for Grants Pass, should the inning continue. The 1-0 home from Medeiros, that one misses wide, no question. 2-0 the count. Thompson, class of 28 at Hidden Valley High School, home of the Mustangs. And he calls time ahead of the 2-0 pitch. And he digs back in. Bats here from the right side. Chokes up on the bat against Medeiros. The 2-0 pitch bounces to the plate. Medeiros command abandoning him a bit here in this at-bat, but still a chance to battle back. Down 3-0. No movement in the Falcons' bullpen. My guess is they're going to let Medeiros work until he can't. He's pitched well tonight. The 3-0 is going to miss wide. Despite that walk, it's only the 2nd he's allowed with 2 outs here in the 5th. Brings up Gage Gamby.
Despite pitching the 2nd most on the team, well, now the most on the team, he still only had 7 walks on the season, make that 8 right now.
No, he throws a lot of strikes, a lot of first pitch strikes. And like we've said, he produces weak contact. He's not going to get a ton of swings and misses, although he has tonight, to be fair to him. He's racked up the strikeouts, but he's going to be efficient. He's going to limit the free passes, and although he just gave up one there, a chance to get after it against Gage Gamby. Misses just a little bit wide there. The count is 1-0. Gamby 0 for 2 tonight, though. He's flown out in each of his first 2 tries in the 3rd inning, and then also back in the 1st to lead off the ball game. Medeiros out of the stretch. Pitch is going to miss in, and Jacoby Tacchini going to go out and have a quick chat with Colby as he's been around the zone, just hasn't been able to find it on the last 6 pitches. See what Jacoby can offer up to Colby out there. And as we do, remind you that tonight's broadcast on MyBasin.com is brought to you in part by Howard's Meat Center, where tradition meets innovation with every cut and every bite of Smokin' H barbecue. As you step through their doors, you're not just entering a meat center, you're stepping back to a time when the quality of the meat and the depth of the customer service was everything. Check out Howard's Meat Center next to Les Schwab Tires on South 6th Street. 2-0 count at the plate to Gamby. The pitch from Medeiros is a ground ball to the left side. Sims is going to take a bad hop into left field. And what will likely be notched as a base hit for Gamby improves Thompson's, he's going to 2nd. Gamby aboard, and it brings up Lawson O'Leary. That was Just an unfortunate hop there on the infield against Sims. Was ready to field it cleanly. It hit the lip of the grass and leapt over his head. And so now O'Leary with an RBI opportunity here in the top half of the 5th inning with Thompson at second and Gamby at first. Gamby looks like might be dealing with some cramps down there at first. Might be getting a runner in for him. Although as the DH, won't be courtesy. Might just be a full replacement here. It looks like it's going to be 21. Does that look right, Walter?
And that does look right,
okay,
yes.
21, Kevin Leafite out there for the Nuggets.
It's kind of interesting that Colby Medeiros wears his arm sleeve on his throwing arm. Is that common?
That's where you want to wear it typically, yeah.
Well,
compression for the muscles and the like.
Is that legal?
You know, I was under the impression that for pitchers it wasn't, but I think if it's a non-white color, you can. So there you go.
Okay.
He's got blue out there.
But there's nothing that helps with like the throwing mechanics or the elasticity of your arm if it's kind of tight. Because when you lift weights, they've got a certain kind of chest thing that you wear that helps you push out weight. So I'm wondering if it's the same thing like a slingshot with your arm.
I think if it does, it's pretty negligible probably. And everyone pretty much does it, so it's not that big of a deal. I mean, you look around the diamond, pretty much everyone who's got a sleeve on has got it on their throwing arm.
Yeah.
Here's the pitch from Medeiros, swung on and missed. Counts even to Lawson O'Leary here as he took ball 1 and then waved and missed at strike 1. He's 1 for 2 tonight. Grounded out in the first, singled in the third. 2 men on, 2 men out. 7-run lead for the Falcons in the top of the 5th. Medeiros working out there, delivers, and O'Leary fooled on that pitch. Not sure if he was just uber late on the fastball or what he was expecting, but he's got 2 strikes on him now against Medeiros. Sizable lead at first for Leafite, but nowhere to go with a modest lead for Thompson at second. Counts 1 and 2. Medeiros checks on the lead runner and now motions home. A chopper to the left side, just past the mound, but Sims is charging up with it, fires a dart, but the runner is safe. Despite the quality effort, O'Leary beats out the infield single, and the bases are loaded for Justin Bernoulli. Thompson to third, Leafite to second, and O'Leary aboard. He's now 2 for 3 tonight.
2-out rally for the Nuggets this inning.
Yeah, 2 quick outs, and then a walk, followed by back-to-back singles have loaded the bases. Bernoulli looking for his first hit tonight. Walked in the first, struck out in the third. Medeiros, the most trouble he's been in all night, but with 2 outs, an opportunity to work himself out of this jam if he can just get Bernoulli. On the season, Justin Bernoulli is batting .267, 13 RBIs as he takes ball 1 outside. The count is even. If the inning continues, it's the pitcher, Byron Hill, who's due up next for Grants Pass. Medeiros set with the 1-1, kicks and fires, misses outside. 2-1. Nowhere to put Bernoulli here. Medeiros got to work around the zone. Thompson, who walked earlier this inning, stands at third. Medeiros set once more. Delivers the 2-1. Misses outside, 3-1. Working a good at-bat here is Bernoulli. They're looking for their first run of the night across either game against the Falcons, and we're in the 5th of the nightcap. Medeiros trying to make them work for it.
They've scored 4 runs in this series total.
The 3-1 is going to have to wait. Batter calls time, and luckily for Medeiros, who missed the zone that time, it's not going to count against him. And he'll get a second opportunity to deliver the 3-1. Trying to find the zone here. Bernoulli moves up in the box against Colby. Here's the 3-1. That one's a grounder towards short. Sims up with it. Throw to second is there. A 6-4 putout gets the Falcons out of this bases-loaded jam in the 5th. They maintain a 7-0 lead. To the bottom half of the 5th we go next on MyBasin.com.
The Klamath Basin is beautiful, from shimmering Klamath Lake to rich farmlands to the historic downtown. And with an average of over 300 days of sunshine every year, the Klamath Basin is a great place to be. We here at Basin Media Active have been supporting this community for many years, keeping it entertained and informed with friendly faces and familiar voices. You can stay up to date with the latest news, weather, stream live local sports, and check out our community calendar, all on our website, mybasin.com. And you can download our app for free in your app store right now. Basin Media Active, local, community, engaged.
Noah Dean out there for Grants Pass to begin the bottom half of this fifth inning. They'll be going up against, I believe, Nickerson, Safford, and Barrett as it stands right now for the Klamath Falls Falcons here in this one. Second time that the Falcons will have seen Noah Dean tonight, as Dean also pitched for a spell in the opener here at Kiger Stadium tonight. And I'll give you the final line score on him there, as he pitched just 1/3 of an inning. He only faced 2 batters, and so with Dean now into the game, taking over for Byron Hill. Get a clean end for Byron Hill tonight as well. We can give you the final line on Byron, who pitched 4 innings, allowed 9 hits, 7 runs. They were all earned, and he struck out 4. All right, Jacoby Nickerson batting here from the left side for the Falcons, swings and pops one up foul. The count is 0-1. Nickerson is 1 for 2 tonight. Singled in a run in the first inning to go along with a strikeout in the second. Dean, the right-hander, works against him here. 0-1. Pitch is a grounder to the left side. Hops off the bag and into the glove of Bernoulli. He'll take it to first base himself. 1 up and 1 down in the 5th. And it brings up P.J. Safford.
It's a tough at-bat, but a great play by Bernoulli.
Yeah, good. It's kind of tough to read coming off the base for sure.
Yeah.
And so made a clean play. Tip of the cap to him. 1 gone in the inning. Here's Safford. A couple of ground outs on the ledger for him so far tonight. Once in the first, once in the second. The pitch from Noah Dean is going to miss upstairs. Safford patient on that high fastball. Works ahead 1-0. After Safford in the Falcons order, looks like Chase Barrett's waiting on deck. Dean from the windup. The pitch to Safford is going to hit him. Square in the back. He'll take a trip to first for his troubles, and it brings up Chase Barrett.
Luckily, PJ's a tough guy.
If you're going to be hit anywhere in the back, the lower back's the place to go. That might have got him up by the shoulders a little bit, but he was able to duck out of the way for the most part. And he'll take the free pass.
I don't know. If I'm getting hit anywhere, I'm getting hit in the glutes.
That's where I'd like to be hit too, right around the waist. That's the sweet spot. Safford wearing his 8th pitch of the season being hit there. All right. Here's Chase Barrett. First pitch is going to miss low. Count is 1-0 to Chase. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Struck out and grounded out in the first and third innings. Dean takes a look over at first to Safford. Decent lead over there. Dean now delivers home, and Barrett fouls that one off. And Safford broke for second as if it was a passed ball, but home plate umpire as vocal as ever. It's a foul ball. Count is 1-1 to Barrett. And Mason Snell, is on deck tonight for the Falcons. 7-0 the lead. Falcons looking to add on to it. 3 runs in this half inning would end it in a mercy rule. That would obviously be optimal for Klamath Falls tonight, but they'll take any insurance they can find. The 1-1 to Barrett is lofted foul off to the right side. There's 1 ball and 2 strikes on him.
Off the top of the bathroom.
Man.
That'd scare me.
Yeah, no doubt. Wrap up quickly. Count is 1-2 to Barrett. Dean shakes off the first signal from Anderton. Now is agreeable. Here's the 1-2. Off speed, and Barrett got a piece of it. Foul. Count will remain 1-2 to the Falcons' right fielder. Barrett on the season, a 300 hitter. That was coming into play tonight. Would like to keep that alive. If he can find a base hit here, he would keep his average at 300. All right. Pitch from Dean, runner on the move. Pitch misses upstairs. Safford into second.
Wow.
In a scoring position for Barrett now, too. A chance to drive in a run.
Blazing speed from P.J. Safford.
Safford, for his part, swiping another bag there. 8 on the year. It brings up 2-2 count for Barrett. Hits that one high to right field. Thompson in a few steps, makes the catch on the run, and the nice throw in from the outfield will keep Safford at second. Then it brings up Mason Snell.
All right, no tagging up now. It just has to be a straight base hit.
Snell's got one earlier tonight. 1 for 2 in our nightcap. Flew out to right field in the second. He singled in the third and was left stranded at third in that inning. All right. Snell digging in here, looking for a hit against Dean. Safford earned his way aboard after being hit by a pitch and advancing on a passed ball, or on a stolen base, rather. But Snell pops one up to the right side on the first pitch he sees. Bertoli tucks it away for the third out, and we advance on to the top of the sixth inning. The Falcons lead 7-0. Back with more next on mybasin.com.
Introducing Smith Bates Marcom Solutions, your trusted partner in marketing and communication. We specialize in crafting compelling campaigns, eye-catching graphics, and impactful branding materials.
Smith Bates is like working with dependable friends. They always help us build our professional image.
Through the innovative strategies that the team at Smith Bates suggested, we've been able to give the brand at Calor the boost that it desperately needed.
Unlock your potential with Smith Bates Marcom Solutions.
Rob, why do you think so many families choose Subaru here?
Because they're built for real life here in Southern Oregon.
All-wheel drive, safety, and room for everything from kids to camping gear.
And we've got Subarus in stock, ready to go when you are.
Plus, we're locally owned and deeply involved in the community.
When you buy from us, you buy from a dealership that supports Klamath Falls. Stop by and say hi.
Friendly, local, and easy to work with. That's us at Klamath Falls Subaru, right on Washburn Way.
Colby Medeiros dealing for the Falcons here in the top half of the sixth inning. Let's go ahead and check the line score for our two teams here tonight. For the Falcons, who've got their 7 runs, they've got them on 9 hits. They've committed no errors tonight. For Grants Pass this evening, no runs on 5 hits. They've committed 2 errors. It'll be Noah Dean, Landon Nash, and Sawyer Ordonez do up this half inning tentatively for the Nuggets, pending any possible changes here in the late stages of this one. But can certainly tell you Noah Dean batting here in place of the pitcher after replacing Byron Hill on the bump in the last half inning. Dean getting his first chance tonight against the Falcons. We'll give you a statistical outlook on him here in just a moment as Medeiros gets set to begin the inning. But I think we got time called. Does Medeiros want a new baseball? Well, regardless, as they work that out, we'll let you know that on the season, Noah Dean is 1 for 14 on the year, a .071 average. Pretty small sample size for him, but a good chance to take an at-bat here against Medeiros, as it seems like the quick chat on the hill is over. No baseballs being swapped, maybe something to do with some signals. Regardless, we're ready for baseball as Noah Dean gets set to face Colby Medeiros. Pitch to Dean, hit to center field. Moving over is Glidden, and the catch is made. 1 pitch and 1 gone in the 6th. Hit that ball pretty hard for Dean, but Glidden, a great read on it. That one was kind of bending away from him, too, so a nice play out there by Hunter for the first out, and it brings up Landon Nash.
I've only really seen Hunter play pitcher.
Yeah, he's been worked into the outfield quite a bit last handful of weeks, maybe 2-3 weeks for the Falcons. They've got him playing defense out there in center field as that pitch misses in 1-0. I like that he's getting a chance to go out there because that's going to broaden his role during the high school season. It's a lot of the same stuff during the Henley year where Glidden's used predominantly as a pitcher, but getting him some reps in the outfield, getting him some at-bats too, that could prove vital for the next Henley year for him, I think.
I mean, he's had good at-bats. He's no slouch like in the batter's box.
Yeah.
It's just
we just don't get a chance to see him very much.
The Falcons, they're not a team in which it's easy to get into the lineup.
Yeah. I think the term embarrassment of riches comes to mind.
You know, I've said that we're spoiled as sports fans in the Basin before, but as a Falcons fan, you're doubly spoiled there.
Yeah, because we get the best of the best from all around town and all around the county too, and Lake County for that matter, with Colin Takini coming over. So, and heck, Modoc, Alturas, get him from all over.
True.
The 1-1, the count to Landon Nash. Checks his swing. Did he go? Check down to the base umpire. Yes, he did. Nash went around, and it's a ball and 2 strikes to the center fielder for Grants Pass. And again, Sawyer Ordonez due up next for the Nuggets. Medeiros out of the windup. Here's the 1-2. That one bounces to the plate. 2-2. The count to Landon Nash.
You know, speaking about going around, the way that I learned it when I was growing up is if you turn your wrist over, then you went around.
This one's popped up right in front of the mound. Takini, going to be tough to get to, but he reads it well. Stuck his glove out. That was an impressive catch by Jacoby behind the plate.
Wow, what a snag.
Did we get a good angle of that on the video? I think he was in line to see that one.
Yeah.
That was great stuff. The patience, the stick-to-itiveness. That's one of the toughest plays to make in baseball, kind of sneakily there, and he did a great job at it.
Looked like a receiver with late hands.
Yeah. Sawyer Ordonez getting ready to bat now for the Nuggets. 0 for 2 tonight. Couple of strikeouts on the ledger for him. Is once in the second and once in the fourth. So Medeiros continues to work out there for Klamath Falls. Looking to get out of this 6th inning without allowing a base runner. He could do so here against Ordonez. The pitch in is fouled off. Count is 0-1.
If you remember last inning, 2 outs is when the Nuggets made their rally.
Yeah, they got a walk, back-to-back singles, loaded up the bases, but Medeiros was able to work out of that jam without allowing a run to come across. The 0-1 waved at and missed. 0-2. The count to Ordonez, a .333 hitter for the Nuggets this season. A guy who doesn't strike out terribly a ton, but already 2 tonight, in danger of the hat trick here. The 0-2, and there it is. 3 strikeouts for Ordonez on the night. Medeiros collects another and gets out of the 6th inning, keeping the shutout intact. The Falcons lead by 7, headed to the bottom half next on mybasin.com. Here's the offering to pour from Noah Dean. Out of the windup, the 1-1. Misses upstairs, 2-1. After pour, Hunter Glidden is still the batter on deck for the Falcons. Dean looking in, gets the signal from his catcher Anderton. The 2-1 fouled back into the glove, 2-2. Boys love that charge sign. 2-2, the count to pour. Yeah, we all do. How can you not? Here's the pitch to Hayden. Swung on and missed, but it's in the dirt. Gets away from the catcher, Anderton. He recollects, throws down to first in time. And there are 2 outs in the inning.
You know what? I think someone should learn that on the bugle and show up to this game and do it live for everyone.
What's stopping you?
My job.
I guess. I don't know. That sounds like a lot of excuses to me.
I mean, if you fire me, I guess I could do it.
All right. We got a new bugler out here at Kiger Stadium.
No.
First pitch to Hunter Glidden misses inside. 1-0 the count. And on deck is Jacoby Takini for the Falcons tonight. 2 up, 2 down here in the 6th. They're still looking for their first base runner here in this half inning. This one is hit well, deep to left field. Ordonez moving back, and he doesn't have a read on it. That one's going to get down, and Glidden winds up at second. And a 2-out double for Glidden brings up Jacoby Takini.
There we go. I was saying he has good at-bats. Thank you for proving me right, Hunter.
4th double on the year for Hunter as well, as he'll see his 286 average climb up just a touch. Runner in scoring position for the team leader in RBIs. Takini's already got 1 tonight. He's 2 for 3, and he's got 59 runs driven in this year. Chance to add another. Any insurance helps late in a ball game against Grants Pass. You lead 7-0 the bottom of the 6th inning. Chance to close it out in the next half. Pitch to Takini. A looping pitch that missed somewhere.
I think it missed low.
All right, I'll take your word for it. You are the official amongst us.
Oh, no.
The 1-0. The count to Takini. Here's the pitch from Dean. That one is going to find the zone. About belt high on the outer third. Count is even at 1 to Jacoby. And looks like Colin Takini is due up next should the inning continue.
I see Colby Medeiros trying on a catcher's mask over there.
Takini hits one into the gap, left center field. That is one hop and off the wall. A run scored and an RBI for Jacoby Takini. 8-0 Falcons, and Takini 60 RBIs on the season.
Wow.
15 doubles. And he just continues to put up incredible stats for the Falcons, adding a run here, and it brings up Colin Takini.
I feel like half of those numbers are pretty good for a season.
Yeah, seriously. How about, 7 doubles and 30 RBIs would be good for just about everybody on this team or in the league or anything else. It's been impressive this year for him. Seriously great stuff. Harley Hoblet comes in to run for him. The pitch to Colin Takini misses inside, 1-0. Hoblet getting creative out there at second base, a pretty big lead. No one really holding him there. Hewlett walks over, taps his glove a couple of times, but not in any real position to throw over. Hoblet takes a huge secondary lead ahead of the 1-0 pitch, and it misses anyway to Colin. The count's 2-0. After Colin in the order, it is Jacoby Nickerson for the Falcons. They lead 8-0 in the bottom half of the 6th inning. A chance to close it out in the next half. If you're curious for Grants Pass, who's due up, it's the bottom third of their order, 7, 8, and 9. Takini takes a strike above the letters over the plate. The count is 2-1. Takini 0 for 1 in this ball game, though he struck out in his only other plate appearance in the 4th inning. The 2-1. Waved that and missed. 2-2. The count to Colin Takini. 367 hitter on the season, 28 RBIs. A chance to drive in one more with Hoblet out there at second. Dean looks in, shakes off the first offering from Anderton, but now finds one he likes. The 2-2 home is ripped foul. That one wound up in the Grants Pass dugout. But still a 2-2 count to Colin Takini. Product from Lakeview High School, class of 2026. His playing career is not over. He'll be going to Umpqua Community College in the fall. The 2-2 to Colin. Off speed, misses up, and the count is full to the Falcons' designated hitter. Came in for Ian Meyer, who had a couple of RBIs already tonight, giving Colin a chance to close out the game in the DH spot. The 3-2 misses up, and he works his way aboard here, bringing up Jacoby Nickerson. Nickerson so far tonight, 1 for 3. He singled in the first inning and knocked in a run as well. He also struck out in the second and grounded out in the 5th. Nickerson, left-handed bat for the Falcons, provides a different look there. He's a .350 hitter on the season. Pitch to Nickerson, popped out of play, foul. That is, thought that was going to hit the grandstand, but actually stayed in play. Richardson gave quite a good chase, but didn't have enough to get there. And the count is 0-1 to Jacoby Nickerson. Noah Dean got 2 quick outs in this inning, but then back-to-back doubles scored a run. Now stays in trouble with 2 men on and 2 men out for Nickerson at the plate. The 0-1 pitch home is hit to shallow left center field. Coming in is the left fielder, and unable to make the catch is Ordonez. 1 run scores, and Colin Takini advances to third. And the Falcons add another on a base hit. It's now 9-0 Falcons, and now you think that A base hit here would probably end the ball game with Collins standing at third.
Well, don't they have to get through the top of the... Oh, no, you're right. It's a walk-off.
As the home team, it would be a walk-off here.
You're right.
By the way, give Nickerson the RBI and the base hit there. Nickerson picking up RBI number 12. Safford shoots one into center field, down for a base hit, and the Falcons put an exclamation point on a walk-off winner, P.J. Safford, with the game-clinching hit as the Falcons win 10-0. We're going to step aside for 2 minutes and get you set up for an action-packed weekend of Falcons baseball in front of us. A couple of 10-0 wins over the Nuggets here, though, tonight. Back after this on 104.3, 960 Sports, and MyBasin.com.
Are you an enthusiastic sports fan? Want to have fun and get in on the action?
Heck yes, that'd be awesome.
Have great attention to detail? Want to stay active?
Definitely.
Want to give back to the student athletes in your community?
Obviously, yes.
Then you'd make an excellent high school sports official. We need more officials in Oregon, because with no high school officials, there are no high school sports. Sign up today at highschoolofficials.com.
So lonely, I just sigh and moan. Seems like I've been away forever, wondering if you're coming home. I just saw your face, I know you're coming home. I swear there is no place that feels as good as home. And then I heard your voice. I know you're coming home. I know you're coming home.
This is where unconditional love and immeasurable happiness reside. This is home. Coltwell Banker, where home begins.
What are your goals? To get stronger, move better, feel healthier? Whatever you are aiming for, Harbor Isles is here to help you. They have brand new cardio and strength equipment. Harbor Isles offers indoor tennis courts, 4 indoor pickleball courts, energizing group classes, expert personal trainers, and a friendly, knowledgeable staff ready to guide you every step of the way. No matter what your goals are, Harbor Isles has everything you need to reach those goals. Stop by and see the difference for yourself. Harbor Isles, lose those reins and get your gains.
Final score tonight from Kiger Stadium. The Klamath Falls Falcons with a 10-0 victory over the Grants Pass Nuggets. For the Falcons tonight, 10 runs comes on 13 hits. They commit no errors. For Grants Pass tonight, no runs, 5 hits, and 2 errors. The game's winning pitcher going the distance. Colby Medeiros in 6 innings pitched, allowed 5 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 6. The losing pitcher tonight is Byron Hill for Grants Pass, working 4 innings in a start, allowing 9 hits, 7 runs. They're all earned. He walked 1 and struck out 4. Some offensive notables tonight for the Klamath Falls Falcons. Carson Sims was 3 for 2 with an extra base hit, 2 runs scored, and an RBI. Jacoby Tacchini, another fantastic night. 2 doubles on a 3 for 4 evening and 2 RBIs. Ian Meyer, 2 for 2, 3 runs batted in, and a double. Jacoby Nickerson was 2 for 4 with 2 RBIs, as well as Hunter Glidden picking up an extra base hit tonight as well. 1 hit each for Corbin Hamilton, P.J. Safford, and Mason Snell. And for Safford, a walk-off winning base hit as he knocked in the 10th run in the bottom of the 6th inning. With this win, the Falcons improved to 31-3 on the season and an unblemished 18-0 in league play. The Area 4 league champions take a break from league play tomorrow as they make a trip over to the Rogue Valley to take on the Salem WellCare Dodgers at 2 o'clock on Friday, and then on Saturday they'll be taking on the Reno Knights for a 4:30 first pitch. Both of those games single 7-inning contests at the Coach K Classic at Harry and David Field in Medford, Oregon. The Falcons close out the regular season at home on Sunday against Central Point before taking a trip to the coast on Wednesday and beginning a chance for a single A state tournament. as they look to play the early game on Wednesday. Unofficially there, the full bracket will be released early next week to find out for sure who, when, and where the Falcons play. But as it stands right now, tentatively, the early game on Wednesday, the Falcons will start their jaunt for a second consecutive state title. Otherwise, that about does it for us tonight. Thanks for joining us for another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball. I want to thank everybody involved in today's broadcast, both head coaches for the Klamath Falls Falcons, Mr. Sean Teeters, and for the Grants Pass Nuggets, Ryan Wilson. Appreciate those guys for giving us a look into their stats and being cooperative before a broadcast today. Also want to give a shout out to our official scorer and stadium address announcer, Mike Safford, tonight. And also thanks to you for joining us for another edition of Klamath Falls Falcons baseball. Like I said, we're back tomorrow afternoon for a 2:30 first pitch against the Salem Dodgers. But until then, my name is Josh Eldridge. Have a great rest of your night. So long from Kiger Stadium in Klamath Falls.